Tomb of, well, the Tomb of the Shit Pit and the Floating Stone so far. And when I say tomb, it's more like just dungeon, as you guys haven't found any. Well, yeah, I've found some corpses.
Is it alright to say that we might have had a short rest after the whole pit ordeal?
You guys could, yeah, certainly have taken an hour rest at any point.
And what, in the meanwhile, like, 2 of them went out.
Precisely. So in the meantime, Uranus has escorted Bjorn out, as Bjorn finally managed to singe his thigh to such an extent that he needed an adult to help get him out of the dungeon. So Uranus volunteered. So Alfernog has an idea for how to traverse the pit, as him and Leo were advised and on the same kind of path.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna take my hammer and my batons, and I'm gonna make myself a little path along the wall.
Yep, just to hold on. Okay, so I got a question for you. Is that a climber's kit that you've got?
Nope, just hammer and batons and a I didn't have enough to buy the climber's kit.
Ah, I see, yeah. I need to get a visual out here because I gotta ask you some questions. That'll work. So, there's a piton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leo, did you want to have a torch out?
Yes.
I know you can't see. And Mortros, Meld, Lorelei, Roran. I think Meld is in the dark. What do you do about that, Meld?
I was still holding the same torch that I got from the entrance.
You do, I see it. So never mind. Let me assign it to you. There you go. It's your torch, Leo. And so here's the piton that Alfernog just hammered into the wall there. So my question is, how do you hammer the next piton?
Alfernog?
I was muted, sorry.
Ah.
So you hammer another one above it to make foot and hand, and then you reach out, hammer another one for a foot, and then hammer another one. So I got 10 of them. That should be enough to get across.
So my question is, you got 1 foot on a piton and a hand holding the other piton up above. So you got a foot and a hand free.
Okay, so I didn't think it was a great idea, but...
Well, I'm just... okay.
It might work if we know they're coming. If we know they're there, I might be able to help.
You guys would definitely see the light approaching through the tunnel behind you. Maybe voices.
Assuming we check it out, I definitely go over there and see them struggling to get over. And as with that 1 python in hand, she just, and a mage hand appears right in front of you. If you want, I can let this hold the next one. Hello to you too.
Sure.
There you go. All you needed was 1 more hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, it was a good idea. I just wanted to know how you got all the way through on that one.
And mage hand is hovering here.
I'm going to put that mage hand out on the main screen, Mortros, and you can keep it with you. That way it always gets copied and pasted, and you just have it forever, and I don't have to keep putting it on the board over and over. Because I've done the same for Lorelei's sword. She's got this thing that she drags around, and I made a handout. It is it's got the unlit and lit. And there you go.
Nice. Nice spying.
It was on Pinterest while she was uploading all the stuff up there, yeah.
Anyhow, Mortros will go, well, I can hold the python, but we'll still need to hammer it in. How are you planning to do that?
With a hammer?
If you can hit it down below there.
I think I can do this.
Yeah, all you needed was 1 hand free. My next question is that you've got a series of pitons going across here. in 2 rows that are about 2 feet away from each other. How does Leo get across? Alfernog is only 2 feet tall. That's his problem.
I'm not 2 feet tall. 3 feet 5 inches. Thank you very
I
much.
have been corrected.
I'll probably
Takes a while to
use
get across.
I'll probably use the top ones to hold on, and I'll use my knees instead of my foot to support with the bottom ones.
Damn, and in armor. Wow.
I will need an acrobatics check from you, Leo. That's pretty awkward maneuver.
I mean,
I
I'm
can
probably
still,
like hanging from the tops and using my knees just to support myself. That's what I meant.
Okay.
just like mage hand pat him on the back a little. It's not helping that much.
Can that be athletics? Like,
I could see it being athletics just to keep a really tight hold with your hands at the top, cracking your knees here and there, yeah.
alright. Don't fail me.
I sure did.
Oh my god!
You shouldn't have said don't fail me. Leo gets here, windmills for a moment, and splats with a fumble.
Ah, god damn it. Not
Damn
this again.
Watchos just gets the rope out again.
Nobody picked up the rope. It is still there.
So do I
We're just gonna
keep
kind of-
something?
Ron's just gonna stare at Lorelei like.
I'll grab the rope.
I step back.
Whew,
I
okay,
am
here
not
we
gonna
go.
be useful in that situation whatsoever.
Grab the rope, Leo.
Alright. I will grab the rope and try to climb.
Hold on tight.
Do I need to make another check or?
Yeah, you and Lorelei, but well, yeah. No, Lorelei's pretty well mated. As long as you don't fumble it again. Wow, close. You rolled a 2. No, that's Zamp. That's Zamp, sorry. Zamp just gives a one-handed Yeah, Lorelei's got you, and you are doing your own. Wow.
Cool.
Yep, so you are up. However, Leo, when you fell face first, and
Yes.
you landed nose to nose with this guy. Most of his face has been chewed off by rats, but there is carved to his forehead is a symbol that was carved hard enough to reach the bone. And I'm going to show it to you. There, now you see it.
What's that?
You see the symbol, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you're up.
I'm gonna ask them, does anybody know what kind of symbol is that? And I'm gonna draw it. This guy had it,
Prestidigitation it for him because I've seen it before. You mean
can
this?
draw it in the shit that's probably covering your armor right now.
There's just like, just now this sparkles forming that symbol. You mean this? I have no idea. I saw
I
it
guess
earlier.
I guess I'll do a history check on that.
That's what you guys see.
Oh wait, yeah.
It has been prestidigitated to existence.
Didn't really think anyone else was interested.
I thought it was pretty serious since it was carved into his bones.
Well, I suppose at the time getting out of the pit of shit was more of an interesting thing.
Roran, that symbol doesn't mean anything to you,
Okay.
Should I roll as well?
if you like. Intelligence is history.
Greets all day. Failed or successful ones.
Well,
Anyone?
this is the dice telling the story, Leo, because I rolled your perception check for when you fell and you crit that as well. That's why you went nose to nose with the guy and got a very good look at it. You also crit your history check, and it all, once again, makes sense. The dice telling the story. As you are from... Give me a
Summit
second.
Hall.
Yep, I'm getting the map up so people can see. Click that, make it bigger. You see Red Larch, and straight right from Red Larch is Summit Hall. That's where Leo is from. Leo, you know this place. or you know the symbol. It is a symbol of the Sacred Stone Monastery. It's a group of monks. And they are just across the river from Summit Hall. They're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but your order has had contact with them. And they are, if you draw a line straight between Red Larch and Summit Hall, you've never seen it, but you've heard. It's exactly in between the two. Just at the foot of the Somber Hills.
I'll lay out the information to the others.
And you do know, so you've got kind of an idea, but you do know that the people in Summit Hall would have better directions for you.
All right.
So you guys know what that is.
Yeah.
So what's it doing here?
Yeah, it seems like a pretty far place from anywhere close to Summit Hall. It's at least a good 70 miles.
You don't recognize any of their faces, do you, Leo?
Leo, you do not recognize their faces.
Yeah, probably not since I've never been there.
Well, do you know why we're here? She looks between Alpha and Og and Leo.
I've come here for backup. I'm not sure what the details are.
Well, all started at the quarry where there was some men in stone masks scaring away of some workers. We didn't really think much of it. We weren't paid much either. But seems down here there's more than met the eye. Good meld here tracked them down to here.
Melt grass.
Statues coming to life, and well, the pile of
And shit piles.
pit behind you.
You guys would have passed statues of dwarves that were shattered and destroyed on your way here.
Other than that, no sign of the ones we're pursuing. The only strangest thing we found here is either the living statues or the area of anti-gravity over there.
Anti-gravity.
I missed an area of anti-gravity? What is that?
It's right ahead of us. It's just a small area that's enchanted to go in the opposite. Well, it has a strange effect on gravity, but nothing else peculiar about it, really. I've been studying it while you were on your way.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So do we like float or?
Well,
You
it's
float.
right over here. If you want to test it out a moment, be quick about it.
That's a big rock. Rock is bigger than I am, isn't it?
The rock is probably about the same.
Is that the sound it makes?
And actually, you could walk right. Well, you'd bump your head, Alfernog, now that I know your height. It hovers 3 feet from the floor. It is 1 foot wide and 3.5 feet tall. It's probably exactly the same size as you, except that it floats 3 feet off the floor.
That looks really cool.
From what we've seen, as soon as you touch the rock, you'll begin to go in the same region of counter-gravity. But as soon as the connection breaks, you fall flat down on your face. Don't know why anyone would enchant this area with this.
Huh. Is there?
Oh,
Do I
great.
notice? I'll study the rock then. Is it anything special?
Nope.
Oh, looks like just a piece of rock. Doesn't have any inscription, doesn't even seem to have been formed in any specific shape. It's just rough stone.
If you move it out the circle, it flops. Like a rock.
Well, I know it could have been a magical experiment, or there might have been a fight once here someday. Who knows? Either way, I don't think it's worth our time to stay here longer than we need to.
If only there was a way to somehow move that magic circle so we could avoid the friggin' pitfall, but no use with it now.
Indeed. Well, let's hope whomever we were pursuing is still about after all this time. Oh, and by the way, the men we were pursuing look like this, and she turns into the moment these cloaked people with stone masks on their face. Shadows and such just blend to make the one immediately.
This is the stone mask.
It does look like a turd swirl on his head.
But she doesn't stay that way, she turns back into herself.
Looks like a scorpion stinger to me.
Either way, best we start heading through here. Who knows what we'll find. And since it's directly under Red Lodge, well, who knows what's going on down there.
Ladies first, Lorelei?
Sorry, I'm a big fan.
That's some funny stuff. Yeah, I'll go first. It breaks off to the left, and I'm gonna stop right there. What about there? I'd like to do a perception check.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a camera on you. Yeah. I'll roll it for you. You're not proficient, right?
No.
So you take a look down the hall, poke your head around. It looks like a blank wall. I gotta move you to see. Yep, you do see a stone door at the far end with an iron pull ring in the middle.
Um.
The ceilings in this place are a uniform 10 feet. Everything is square.
Anybody else got a?
What?
Fine. I'll move a little further.
What's going on?
I'll move a little further. Ah, shit. Lorelei does not like tunnels. She doesn't like caves. She doesn't like things that are enclosed. She's had bad experiences with it. Anybody else want to go first? Mortros? Anybody?
Well. Alright.
Where's brave Sir Leo?
Yeah, I know, huh?
He is brave, Sir Lee. Alright. There we go.
Brave Sir Leo brings up the rear.
Any carvings or paintings or anything on the walls as we pass?
It is blank stone, actually quite boring. It is exactly 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet.
Yeah.
Carved
Okay.
or natural does it look?
Carved. Just the way that it looks on the floor there, you could paper between the stones. Perfectly fitted.
How clean is the area?
Smells like
It's,
shit.
actually, it is quite dusty in this corridor,
Sorry,
which is
guys.
not...
I'm dead.
There's brave Sir Leo. It's quite dusty in here, which is abnormal. Before you guys were in the previous tunnels, it was fairly clean, but ever since you took that northern passage and went through the shit pit, it's been dusty.
Ooh-wee. Can I take a look at the door and see if there's any markings? Keyhole? Is it locked?
Cobwebs.
Yeah.
Roran, are you proficient in perception?
Yes.
All right, Roran, you look over the door, and yeah, it's pretty dusty on this side. A couple of cobwebs towards the top. Without trying it, you don't know if it's locked. All it has is an iron pull ring in the center. It is arched. The door itself is arched.
Okay.
If you don't trust it, Lorelei, you might want to stay back. Like try the door from a distance or some such.
What do you mean, try the door from a distance?
And she waves the mage hand about a bit.
Oh, the creepy claw. Okay.
I mean, if your senses are tingling.
It just doesn't feel good down here. Whew.
Well, no. I think the pile of fecal matter pretty much explained that.
I didn't get dirty. I had no problem with that. It's this, like, enclosed space.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, I guess Roran is gonna man up and and see if the door opens.
That's
All
it.
right.
Oh, alright then. Mage hand just floats back tomorrow.
It does pull open towards you. And that was by Alfernog and Lorelei are the only two not covered in poo. And Roran is pretty much head to toe.
Hey,
I think I got
use
prestidigitation.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Only on
But
myself.
not in your
not on you.
mouth, though,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Your mouth's
Did
still
I get
not-
covered in poo when I fell on the man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Leo, your front is covered in poo, but not your back, because you fell face first.
Okay.
She'll sigh, quickly use prestidigitation on him as they're walking.
Oh, what's this?
This 50-foot square chamber is hewn out of rock. The floor is rough but flat. The walls show the chisel marks of the original builders, and the ceiling is about 10 feet high. Identical stone doors with iron pull ring handles stand in the east and west walls. In the center of the room stands a life-sized and lifelike statue of a dwarf warrior wearing a chain shirt, helm, and big boots. He carries a shield in his left arm and a battle axe in his right hand. The statue has clearly been broken into rougher torso, lower torso, and legs. These pieces have been reassembled and held together and upright in a stout wooden frame. A dagger along with several coins and gems lie on the floor in front of the statue, surrounded by a ring of fine gravel.
Okay.
Do take a look around before you simply go for the shiny bits.
Roran's
What?
gonna smack the shit out the rock just to make sure it's not gonna come alive.
Alright, make an attack roll. You have missed.
Ugh.
What you do is you punch the scaffolding that's holding it up, and what was it? It was Mammonite, yeah. So you smash a little bit of the scaffolding, but the statue itself was unaffected.
Meld will pick up the gravel, give it to one.
I'll go ahead and smack that.
You guys could try again, or
Yeah.
everybody surrounds the statue and starts beating on it.
Nope, I don't.
Hey, one of them hit me before, so can't be too careful.
Okay, give me a second. The scaffolding is
Why is it
now
caged,
shattered
though?
and crushed. And let me hold on. Give me a second. And the statue has been smashed to bits.
Beautiful. I'd like
Good.
to pick up all the gems and the gold and the dagger.
Okay. I can go ahead and just liquidate out the money.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just put to the end.
Okay, at the end.
Yeah, that's fine.
Most of it is loose copper and silver, although there's a fair amount of gold pieces. Quite a lot of gold pieces. There are 6 small green agates, 2 polished moonstones, and the dagger.
Yeah, we'll just liquidate it at the end. Make it easy. Purdy.
There's a picture of the dagger.
Some sort of sacrificial artifact.
Ooh.
Might be ceremonial,
This-
might be special, who knows.
Is the accurate picture.
Oh.
There
Okay.
That's
It is decorated with star motifs and a grip of night blue leather. It has a little bit of dried blood on the blade. The name Rizur, which you can see the spelling there on the handout, is graven on the dagger's pommel.
Does that mean anything in any language any of us understand?
It would mean in Dwarven razor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand Dwarven.
If anybody knows Dwarven, yeah. Straightforward.
Which way do you guys think we should go? That way
Well,
or that way?
not saying that we're gonna go this way, but Roran's just gonna take a deep breath and try to hold his heart to see if this opens up to the main hallway that they're at.
Now they'll do a tracking check to see.
It is another pull open, Roran. Pulling it open now. Meld, you do see a lot of tracks. They are humanoid. They are human, and they lead through in this direction for the most part.
And I know how many? About.
A lot. It would be between 12 and 15.
Whoever came here obviously tried to assemble one of these golems, which means some sort of magic is at least involved. Keep an eye out for any spellcasters if we encounter anyone.
This
Oh, I
big
see
square
someone.
chamber has
There's
been
one.
hewn out of the rock. In the center of the chamber's west wall is a stone door that has a narrow viewing slit. Beside the door is a set of iron bars bolted into the wall about 3 feet above the floor. 10 oiled chains are secured to the bars, leading up to a hole bored into the ceiling. Another solid stone door is in the middle of these walls, the one you guys are coming through. 1 second, where I can read this. An 8-foot-tall rectangular stone stands upright in the room's center. Zoom that in. The stone has an inscription on it that's hard to read from a distance. At the foot of the standing stone, a small human is pinned face down by rocks placed atop his arms, legs, and back. He is barefoot and wears ragged clothes. You guys weren't being quiet, and you've got plenty of light, so this guy turns as you guys approach. His jaw hangs open for a moment, and he says, You can't be here! You gotta go now!
Initiative? Or do we just go in?
Yep. Totally up to you what you do here, but so we'll have an initiative.
Roran's got a lot of shit to give right now.
Yes, he does.
I have a feeling Mortros has a higher dex mod than I do.
I can tell you here. Yep. So Mortros, you're the fastest. What do you do?
She'll say, well, you better start explaining yourself quickly because my friends do lack the patience. And she'll have her wand at ready in case he tries to run away or such.
Okay, we'll wait till his turn for the response. Alfrenaud, what do you do? Are you muted or approaching
Oh.
menacingly?
I was saying, excuse me, pardon me, as I whip my way through people. Yeah, I hate being muted sometimes, but without a microphone on my headset. And you guys can probably hear the loud dishwasher behind me, so sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
No big
So
deal.
I-
Doesn't bother me.
I
Yeah.
weave my way through and say, why do we need to leave? And I will ready in case he makes an aggressive action.
Okay. He grabs a rough-looking but serviceable great axe off of his back, holds it in one hand.
If he reaches for his weapon, I will immediately cast my spell.
Okay, go ahead. He was grabbing the door and holding it open for you guys, and about to now when he takes a spell to the face, unless it misses.
This would be acid.
It's not. He gets splattered with acid, which sizzles and smokes. He howls in pain and rushes forward to attack.
And we're the trigger-happy people.
And critically hits Alfernog, who was not expecting that one.
I tried to
You're
talk
immune
to
to
him
crit.
and he reached for his weapon.
Yeah. Okay, so can I take my reaction and stick him when he sticks me?
Yep. Yes.
Alright. Then I will do so.
His sword clangs against your adamantine breastplate.
Yay for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you,
The force of it shocked me though.
Yep, sent your arm flying wildly. Bad miss. And Leo, what do you do? Oh wait, no, he's got two of those. He hacks at you again. That's right, and another crit that you're immune to.
Oh my.
Apparently he's dropping the axe and dealing a lot of, well, their minimum damages. Apparently Alfernog's armor is really good.
Alright.
D12 plus 2, and I took 6 points of damage from 2 hits. So yeah, lucky me for that armor.
Go ahead, Leo.
I will approach forward and use my glaive and buttons.
Both of them hit. He howls in pain as he gets bloodlet and bone crunched.
Alright. Can I move forward and push Alphanog back a bit so I'll stand between them?
You can move forward about as far as you could go. You've definitely got his attention.
Alright, so I'll step closer to Alphanog.
He looks kind of dumbly confused at you, Alfernog. He says, "Why are you not dead?"
Because I'm a gnome, and gnomes are your doom.
Seems adequately horrified. Lorelei?
Well, I'm gonna squeeze between you boys. Pardon my move. I'm gonna smack him.
And kills.
And then I'll finish my movement by just stepping over here.
They never explain themselves, do they?
Nah.
Well, I think he was going to explain to
wonder
us why
why.
we needed to leave until you blasted his face with acid.
Well, if he was going to explain it to us, why did he need to reach for his axe? Unless he wanted to talk with his axe, of course.
I mean, there's like 6 people who just popped up behind him. I think
So-
anyone would grab their weapon.
This little guy right here, is he like breathing?
He's squeezed shut, and he seems to be trying to hold his breath, and every now and then he gasps. Take a
What
breath
happened to you?
He opens one eye and looks around, and he sees you, and then squeezes his eye shut again and bites his lower lip. He says, "They don't see me, they don't see me, they don't see me."
We do see you.
He opens one eye again, and he says, don't mind me. I'm not here. I haven't moved, I swear."
Who told you to stay there?
And looks at you and he says, "Hey, who are you?"
My name's Alfernog.
He says, Alfernog. "Well, I haven't moved. You can tell my dad I haven't moved."
Who's your dad?
Rothar.
Is he a half-orc by chance?
Bleh, no. Grun's a half-orc.
Is that the guy over there?
Points at the corpse that's being chopped up by Mel.
Who's he?
See, the person you're talking to is a 10-year-old boy.
So why did your dad tell you to stay there and not move?
He says, well, I was supposed to deliver a message, and, well, I didn't read it, I swear, but I lost it. And, well, my dad and his friends, they thought, well, I'm being punished because I messed up.
That seems like a very cruel punishment. You want us to let you out?
Like,
He looks doubtfully. Make a persuasion check. He says, well, I am hungry and thirsty and cold.
Okay.
Roran will pull out a water skin from his pack and kind of let him drink some of it and leave a ration near his face. It's like, you best stay there. We wouldn't want your dad to get even more mad.
He takes a drink and he kind of curls his lip at the ration until you move away, and then sniffs and realizes it's not the ration that's got that smell, and then he eats it.
Well, seeing this, more trolls would try to clean them up with prestidigitation, the both of them. Both
Did you
kid
say
and
he
Laura.
was under the statue?
No, he's heavy stones are carefully placed to hold him in place without crushing or breaking anything.
He's
So
just
they built like a
on
cage
his-
around him, basically.
Yeah, it's on his arms, his back, and his legs. These heavy stones. He says, my pa says the stones will make a man out of me.
They sure
Okay.
will.
Well, if you want us to let you out, because it looks very cruel. And fathers would really not do that to their kids.
Maybe not your father, but mine does. And if he finds out I'm out, I'll be in even bigger trouble. I'd better just stay.
What does your
What?
father look like?
He says, my dad's a big guy. He's got a big beard, and he's bald, but he doesn't like it when people say that.
Are you a member of the Uthgard tribes?
Uthgard? No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, what the hell are those?
Oh, there's a group of barbarians that live in the area.
Are you talking about the bandits? Because I don't think
Yeah,
they deal
We're
in
getting
caves.
off topic here. What are we going to do with him?
Leave him here. It's
I'll
best
be
not
here.
trying to get him in more trouble.
I won't
He should
bother
be
anybody,
fine.
I swear.
Insane.
I have a problem leaving this kid trapped, guys.
Yeah.
Let's at least clear the way out of here for him to go.
You carry rocks for you, Lauren?
Well, I'm not strong enough to free him, I can tell you that.
I'm for leaving him there. I mean, it's not like his father's trying to kill him.
I don't get involved in domestic disputes. The kid could stay.
Yeah.
I would like to free him, but I would be easily persuaded to clear the cave first.
I would try to tell him, try not to, you know, kill the father by accident, guys. We don't want to orphan a child.
You guys are close enough to the stone obelisk in the center that it has the chisel marks are legible, and it says "Displease not the Delvers" in common.
Montrose is just frowning with her mouth open at everyone that decides to just leave the kid behind.
What is your name, boy?
He says, "My name's Braylon. What's your name?"
Alfernog?
Alfernog. That's right. You said that. It's a weird name. Where are you from?
Well, I'm a gnome, and I'm from... Crap, I forgot.
The Noglot clan.
Yeah, I can't remember where... I have it
Braylon
written
would
down
know anyway.
somewhere. I do have it written down on my thing, my background. I'm near the Great Peak Mountains, near the city of Lork.
I don't know where that is. Braylon says.
So, I got a question. Do you know what the statue in the other room inside the cage was?
He says, well, yeah, my dad and the others, they wanted to rebuild it. They worshipped it. It was, they called him the Iron Star Dwarf. I don't know what that means, but they were trying to reconstruct it. They thought it was important to the Delvers.
Who are the Delvers? Do you know that?
He says the Delvers are guiders, give guidance to the town of Red Larch. I don't know that much about it, but I know they're buried that way, and he points in that direction through the next door. He says that's where they all go. They watch the stones as they move and try to make predictions on what to do with the town.
Do you live in the town?
Well, yeah. My dad's one of the believers. He seems a little bit proud, even though he's under rocks laying down.
The Believers, huh? And Alfredog's looking around at the rest of you with like a questioning look in his eye.
Lorelai, make a persuasion,
All right.
and then say that how you say it.
Is your dad the wagon maker?
No, that's Welver. But he's a believer too. Sorry, Mr. Welver. He gets mad when you call him Elmeth or just Welver.
How many Believers are there with your father? Do you know?
He says, I'm not sure how many there are altogether. Take me to the meetings, I just run messages. But, and he holds up fingers as he names them off, I know there's Baragustus Harbuckler, Marlandro Gaelker, Elmeth Welver, and my dad, Rothar Hatherhand. And he points at what's left of Grund. He says, Grund wasn't a believer, though.
Oh, was he just muscle?
Well,
A helper?
that's all he is now, and he cringes a little bit.
Could you write down those names?
Yeah.
What was our mission anyways? We're just there to watch and stop them? I'm not sure if the constable would be good for us killing citizens of Red Larch.
Constable didn't give a shit about this problem to begin with.
That is true.
Do you know if the constable is one of the Believers? Have you ever run any messages for him?
Constable. Oh, you mean Harburg? No. He's just the butcher. You know he's the butcher, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, he's not a believer. He wouldn't understand.
Do you know what he wouldn't understand?
The messages of the Delvers, of course.
Oh, of course. Gotcha. Do you
Can you
understand the
tell us
messages
about-
of the Delvers?
Me? No. I just run messages for my dad. He's one of the believers. Maybe I will be someday, if I learn my lesson here.
Mhm.
What are the Delvers?
Dead people. I think they used to be dwarves, and I think they built this place. That's what my dad says.
They did a fine work.
They predict what the outcomes are in town, you know. He seems official.
The Delvers or your father?
Well, both. Aren't you paying attention? The Delvers move the stones, and my dad and the other believers interpret the messages.
Okay.
I'm sorry I got lippy. Dad always gives me a fat lip when I talk back.
Yeah, I can see why there's a couple rocks on you right now.
I'm sorry. And he buries his face in the stone and cries a little.
Okay, so no, don't crack it. He kind of like drops another ration. Here's for later if you ever get hungry again.
He eats it immediately.
It's like, well, all right then.
He says, "You smell funny." Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we took a wrong turn.
Can I go see what these are?
Could you guys please free Braylon so that he can go back home? Braylon, if we free you, you can tell him that Grund released you.
Make a persuasion check. And while you do that, Lorelei, beside the door is a set of iron bars bolted into the wall. 10 oiled chains, and I know there's only 4 there, but push the I believe button, there are 10, leading up to a hole bored in the ceiling. 10 oil chains are secured to the bars leading up to a hole bored in the ceiling. Another solid stone door. Yeah, and that's it. I'll start talking about the door after that.
Then I like to pull one of the chains to see what happens.
Which chain do you pull? Bottom or top? Or somewhere in the middle?
Middle.
Okay. You hear a loud clang, a jangling clang sound, and from, and I'm going to ping, if you scroll a little bit to the left, I'm going to ping where you hear that from. Right about here. I don't know if anybody can see that far down there.
Oh, well, if I could just move a little bit.
Definitely go take a peek.
Yeah, I see something all the way at the edge.
Yeah. Roran can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it.
An iron cage 10 feet by 10 feet has dropped out of the ceiling and down onto the floor. And a chain says still attached, just like the picture shows. A chain is still attached to the top of that cage and could be, and goes up through the ceiling still.
Bottom. I like to pull the bottom chain.
Okay. Another jangling crash, and another cage drops out of the ceiling and smashes down to the floor.
All right, Lorelei, enough pulling.
Yes, it's a good thing that we didn't go that way.
Perhaps you should pull those chains back up and then we can jury rig it so that they can't, or break them or something. I don't know, but that might be our way out.
I could jump the other way, but yeah, I'll do what you said.
Pull them
I'll
back
pull
up.
them back up. Then I'll let
Okay.
somebody else try to.
Can I try to tinker with it to break the mechanism so that it can't be lowered?
The chains disappear into a hole in the ceiling. So whatever you want to do with that. Meld, it's no issue. These boulders aren't that big. You can easily move them aside. He looks around cautiously and slowly stands up. Looks pretty nervous. He says, Don't tell my dad, okay?
No. You tell him that Grund over there let you out because he was trying to be nice or something.
He says, Grund isn't nice. They won't believe that.
Well, tell him that Grund was trying to get you in trouble with your dad, Dan. I bet they'd believe that.
He seems doubtful. He says, okay, but I don't know if Grund is smart enough, but okay. Just don't tell my dad.
Don't worry, we won't tell your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Leo?
Sick.
He flexes and he says, yeah, but don't tell him. Don't tell him you did it.
No, of course not.
Tell him it was me. Yeah, he'll be proud. I'm gonna go tell him now.
No, you're not.
Are you gonna put me back under the rocks?
Yes, if you go tell him.
He starts to lay back down on the floor.
I don't even.
It's okay. You can put the rocks on now.
How about you just stay there without rocks on you, have a rest, and we'll come back later to put the rocks back on you. How does that sound?
He says, "Okay."
Just put like one rock on his back or something.
A small rock.
Okay. He winces a little. Do we have a Skype issue?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Everyone's just quiet, talking in chat.
Okay, because it beeped at me, then everybody went quiet.
Then Rowan would suggest, like, guys, let's just close this door to our right and put the rocks on the other side so you can't push it open.
What do you mean?
We take the rocks that are on him, well, most of them, put them by the door, and so
Which door?
this one.
And I hope we're going to this side then.
Well, that's the only other way. Oh,
Mm-hmm. You mean so he? And she leans a bit closer. Actually, no, she just points at him a moment, and he gets Roaring gets a whisper in his ear. You mean so he can't go tell his dad?
exactly.
Good idea.
I guess I'll shut this door here so he can't run away and get trapped in the Hall of Death.
Well, for now, you can hear very faintly, like it's quite a distance away, voices and conversational tones. Okay, so you guys shut this door, and you're shutting this door and then stacking stones in front of
Yep.
it?
Yep.
I hear voices coming from down the hall, so we might want to try to be quiet. I know that's hard for some of you.
She prestidigitations her torch to go completely dark.
Rowan has a sudden epiphany. Oh wait, crap, we could have probably used the kid to negotiate, but we would have to keep a good grip on him.
No, you couldn't. That's just mean.
Not saying we were gonna kill him or anything like that, but we're not gonna die. Especially not from a fight with the kid on our side.
By the way, if a fight does break out, we don't want him in the fray.
That's true. But would a father really risk his kid like that? I mean, never mind. He's probably a devout
This kind of father?
believer. This is not even on the worst scales. Come on. He left him a
Well,
babysitter.
I don't think we've seen the start of it, considering the pit and the traps.
I didn't see the kid in the pit. Or the traps.
For now, you push the door open. And... a second here. A passage 10 feet wide, 10 feet high, and hewn out of the rock runs 40 feet ahead. A small lantern hangs from a hook in the wall next to the door at the east end of the passage. Sitting on a wooden stool by the lantern is a balding, bearded old male human, faded work trousers and a matching tunic. He is idly whittling a stick. This is him. He looks up and he says, "Huh? Who goes there?"
Roran's gonna
Hello.
walk up.
I'm one of the believers. We're here for the meeting.
He looks at you and he sees Meld and Roran and Leo in the back, and immediately pitches forward off the torch, lays face down on the floor in front of you, and he says, "Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! I'm just the doorman."
Roran's
Okay.
gonna speak in Dwarvish, just to kind of seal the deal with us, and saying, "You better step away from us, believers."
He points a shaking finger at you, Roran. He says, "That one speaks in tongues. Don't put a spell on me." And he covers his head with his arms.
How many are in the room beyond?
He says, "It's a meeting of the believers."
I flick my wand to slowly shape an illusory stone crown upon Roran's head.
And how many believers are in the room, sir?
You see him working. He moves his fingers as he counts. And he holds up one hand, flicks all 5 fingers out, closes his fist, and then holds one finger up, and then puts his hand back over his head as he cowers.
I think, sir, that you should run away.
He gets up, his knees knocked together, and he says, backs as far against the wall as he can to skirt around, stops and cowers before Leo, expecting Leo to hit him, and then starts cowering and sliding past Leo. And when he gets to here, gives you all a last fearful look and goes sprinting through the next chamber.
Oh, we forgot to tell him about the rocks.
You see him tugging on the door at the far end.
Miss Montrose, if you would please come in.
Mm-hmm.
Close the door
What
behind
exactly is the plan here? Oh wait, we don't have a plan, do we?
Do we ever? Oh yeah, we're closing the door behind us.
Okay.
Guess not.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Do what? We don't even know what we're doing, we're just going.
I mean,
the
closing the
lantern
door
be
behind us.
Can the lantern be
Yeah.
hooded?
Considering we've had statues come to
Yeah.
life and everything, Lorelai's plan may not be a bad one after all.
Let's do.
You
Let's
hood?
hood the lantern.
Do you hood it? All right.
Okay. So there's at least 6 people in the next room. I don't think we should kill them without getting an explanation first. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know who these elders are. And I find it a little disturbing that they supposedly lead the town of research.
Well, if we are going to talk to them, what exactly is our plan? I doubt these cultists, or whatever they are going to give up easy.
We could send you and Lorelai in, and you could pretend to be offerings.
She just gives you this cold, long glare.
No, huh? Okay. Well, apparently the Delvers, they may be dwarves, so we could always walk in and talk to each other in Dwarvish and see if they can understand us.
How about we act like dwarves and walk on our knees?
Do you speak Dwarven Alphanon?
Of course. Don't you?
Great! Then I can turn you into a dwarf and you can speak for us. And she'll cast the illusion of a dwarven suit around him that looks lifelike.
It looks kind of small.
I'm not sure they're dwarves. I think that they're townsfolks, and I think the dead are the dwarves. The dwarves made this place.
Yeah,
But I don't think they're dwarves. Because they were
They
normal
are.
looking.
They
Could
do
you make me
speak
look
of
like
these
a
dwarves
ghostly
with
dwarf?
reverence.
The dead move the rocks, they interpret. That is what
Could
he
you
said.
make me look like a ghostly dwarf?
Hmm. No, not entirely, I don't think. Or at least not convincingly.
Oh, okay. Because we could go in and try to scare them.
I mean, I could try, but... Why don't we just have a peek, see what we see, and do what we do?
Okay. I'm gonna
You seem
climb up on
to
top of the
have a
stool.
good perception of what's in the next room always. At least that'll give us some clue.
I'm gonna climb up on the stool and lean against the door and listen.
Okay. You hear snippets of conversation, like phrases out of sentences. You hear things like, wouldn't follow us here and must keep the Delver's intentions a secret.
I think they're bad guys.
Really?
Why do you think that?
Was it the torturing of a small child or the pit full of dead bodies that gave it away?
I've seen pits full of dead bodies before. The torturing of a small child was definitely an evil act. But they're talking about keeping the motives of the Delvers a secret. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like something, well, cultists would do.
It sounds like a secret.
Okay, are we just going to charge in and beat them up and try to keep one of them alive for questioning?
Well, let's
Sounds as good, close to a plan we've had so far.
Well, okay then. Sure. I'm not very friendly, but if you want to be friendly, go ahead.
Or I was gonna say, what harm could a couple words before a battle do? And he's gonna move aside and let Leo go, since he wants to.
What happened to that dagger you picked up?
Is it Lorelei that has the dagger?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
If I borrow that for a moment.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
find
for a
it.
battle.
Oh,
Cool.
I want it back though.
Okay.
I got ideas for it.
I'll wield it in my offhand and say, I'm going to see if it makes these guys bleed.
Bleed? Bleeding's good.
You guys tell me what you're doing. I'm waiting for you.
Someone open the
All
door.
Go ahead,
I
guys.
will open the door and
Alright.
forward and see what's going on inside. That's all.
Step forward, Leo. As you push the door open, like all the doors, they open to the east.
I
Sweet.
can't see now. Shit.
Wait a second. I just needed you to step forward. So you were the one in front. And hold there. I will give a description.
That doesn't look friendly.
We're not talking.
An enormous chamber with a 20-foot ceiling has been carved out of the rock here. A lighted lantern rests on the floor near the center of the room. An odd array of some upright standing stones and others arranged in 3 stone arches stand around the chamber. 6 low stone slabs are set against the walls around the perimeter of the room. Each holds humanoid bones dressed in scraps of tattered cloth and rusted iron. Each bears a wound of a crushed skull or broken limb, concurrent with some kind of mining accident. Here's the picture that gives you an idea of what you're looking at. I've got more description. Take a look at the picture for a moment. So I
Alright.
will flash up pictures of who you see within. There's a small crowd of people in the center of the chamber. That's the voices. You've got this guy who is central to everyone. They all seem to be addressing him. You might recognize Elic Dornan. He is here. You've got this guy. You've got this guy. This guy. This guy. I don't think you guys have met any of these people so far. And this guy. And here and there, I think some of you may be able to see, Leo certainly can, are your stone masked figures lurking around the edges of the room.
Alright.
Reroll initiative from there. Not that the hostile intent is evident, but we're going to start things off with Leo, of course, and see what happens.
The initiative rolls.
Oh, are we doing new initiative rolls?
New initiative, yes. It should replace the one that's already there.
No, it didn't. There we go.
Okay, I think that's everybody. And I'm assuming you guys are basically just... Wow, Leo, all the way at the end. Okay, well, we'll start with Leo. And then the next one will just be Roarin', since Leo is last in initiative.
Wow.
Very slow. So Leo cautiously, not too sure, probably looking over his shoulder as he opens the door. Leo is very brave and has proven that, but Leo's also taken a lot of punishment in his recent adventures.
Nah, it always
But
like
brave Sir
this
Leo continues.
last initiative. I rolled a
Yeah.
0.9 once. Last one.
You did, yes. Less than one, yep. So you're doing good.
So that's a pretty good roll
Okay.
for Everett.
This guy turns as you open the door and he steps forward. Elic steps up behind him, and this guy steps up on this side of him. And this guy is the one who addresses you, Leo. He says, "You, interloper, you cannot be here. Turn back or face the wrath of the believers and the bringers of woe."
What is the mission of this meeting? What's going on in here?
He said, make a persuasion or intimidate.
I'll go with precision. No. Yeah.
He says, he slams. He's actually got a glaive.
Oh.
Let me make sure. Yes, it is a glaive. He slams the butt of the glaive noise and he says, "You offend the Delvers just by being here. This is a meeting of the believers, and you must leave now. Where is Grund?" And he looks angrily at Elic, and Elic looks a little shamefaced, and he says, "Well, clearly Grund has failed in his task." No surprise there.
In what task?
"Keeping intruders out, like yourselves. You must leave now."
Why should we leave? What is going on here? What are you doing?
He says, "This is your final warning. Turn back now or face the wrath of the Delvers, the believers, and the bringers of woe."
For what reason? We just stumbled
Enough
up
with your questions. And he slams his staff again, and we have each person a chance to add anything you want to add.
Okay, so Roran's gonna still try to speak in Dwarven tongue to see if anyone can respond to him. And he's gonna say, "Relax, we're not here to offend the Delvers. We're just here to ask a simple question on why the quarry is being, halted, I guess, interrupted."
Make your persuasion or intimidate. Elic says, "Maliko's got no business being in town anyway. She's being run out of town, as she should have been before she even got started. It's my quarry, and it always has been."
Okay. So he speaks Dwarvish. Okay, cool.
He understood it. Yeah, he would speak Dwarven. You want to say?
She is saying nothing at this point. They become far too hostile to even pretend to be one of them.
Okay. Meld?
Mel
say?
doesn't say anything, but he kind of gets ready to charge in.
All right. This guy says, "You need to turn back now. You've got no business here. This is not your place. You are in over your heads." And Elix says, "It's no place for peasants. Come to my office tomorrow and I will explain everything. For now, keep your questions to yourself or you will anger the Delvers. Be gone with you." Lorelei, anything you want to say?
No, but I want to fight. I will hold her ready.
All right, and Alfrenog, anything you want to say?
No, I'm hiding behind Mel.
Gotcha. Anything else you want to add, Leo? Your questions go unanswered.
No, particularly.
All right.
Well, Ron, I guess, is gonna look at everyone and say, well, we got two options here. We can either anger the Delvers, or since our mission was really only to find out what's going on and try to stop them, we can get our answers tomorrow, and if anything, we'd know where to find them. And that's just to our group. So, anyone respond? Anyone?
Well, I still want to know why these guys were going to the quarry and trying to scare him away.
He just said he would explain it tomorrow.
Not good enough.
He just said he wanted to run them out of business as well.
Yes,
So are we
business.
here to solve the problem or not?
Kill.
Look, like I said, it's up to you guys. I'm just here.
While you guys sit and discuss, Larock has run out of patience, and he says, "So be it. On your heads, bringers of woe, stop these intruders." And that's where these guys rush forward to the attack.
I'm gonna use my, nope.
I'll take reaction. And this is where I'll get aggressive.
Mel takes a swipe and it misses very badly.
Oh,
So
shit.
Lauren and Leo are in the way. Leo gets bundled up as he tries to drop his torch and grab his glaive at the same time and manages to set his foot on fire and grants advantage.
Oh, shit. That's
Bad
not a good
times, 'cause
time.
they were coming for you, Leo. Yeah, bad times. So, hold on a second. Bad times.
These fumbles. No.
They rush forward. Actually, let me give you some pictures. As they move forward, they punch and kick with their attacks. They don't have weapons, and they throw their robes aside as they do so, and you get a better view of them. Here's one type, a female
Wow.
type. The stone masked ones is what I'm talking about with the cloak. So that's what you would see as the kicks. We've got this guy, and of course this guy. And he does have stony knuckles, brass knuckles. So they rush forward, and yep, Leo, you're getting it. Miss. Hit. Minimal damage. And this one circles around and does the same. Miss. And with advantage, that's still a miss, but at least he didn't grant advantage. And you guys see more darting through the darkness. They are incredibly fast. Fast like roaring fast. Meld.
Can I? I'm sorry. Can I use my ready to put on my shield?
Yeah.
Alright, no, let's do swing. Except the one right here.
Okay. Well, let me check their AC. That is a hit, but just so I got it in my head, that hits. You bring it down and basically impale him in the guts. Blood splatters out of his mouth and midsection. He's still standing, if only barely.
And then he's going to try to get him with the butt end.
And that one does kill him.
And this guy right here, he's another horde break. Yeah, miss
That one
horribly.
misses.
And that'll be it.
This guy says, "So be it," and he, you see for the first time as his robes fly out away from him, he has, no, I don't have it. He is wearing stony armor. It's made out of rock that covers his entire body. He's got a stony helmet, and he's got a, basically looks like a chunk of rock that is has a bunch of stony spikes on it that he pulls out as he steps forward. And between the rock here, and he can't quite get close enough, so he's going to pull out a stony javelin and huck it at Leo. He says, "You should have left when you had the chance."
With his stony hands.
And that does hit. That's right. This guy is initiative for all the other guys that are behind him. And he says, "We should return to town. Let our allies, the bringers of woe, handle this." And him and his buddies head this way, muttering amongst themselves and giving you guys sour looks. And right there, they push a button, or they push on the wall rather, and it slides in a turnstile sort of manner, opening a secret passage in the back. And they continue on through. About there, looks right. Lorelei.
Sweet. Go right about there. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this guy.
You slash him.
And I let everybody know that there is more to the north. And just take a step back a little more. Okay, I'm done.
All right.
Yeah, there's 3 more to the north.
This guy shouts over his shoulder. He says, "Larak, the tunnel's full of them." And this guy is who he was addressing. And he holds up a hand and casts a spell. Make sure it's the spell I want first. It is. Give me 1 second. I gotta get just the right picture here. I know what I want. Yep, there it is. Somebody draw out 20 feet on a line, please. Perfect.
Oh.
Okay. There we go. So the circle is the actual spell. Put it to the back so you can still get to yourselves. The rocks crackle and break as vines shoot up out of the ground, and he casts Entangle. Leo, Roran, Meld, Alfernog, and Lorelei, and the one guy here are all going to need to make a strength saving throw as those vines wrap around your legs and try and snag you.
Told you there was a spellcaster.
It's 2 points for a first level spell. Yeah. Okay, got that. Roran, you fail the save. You are restrained. Lorelei, you fail the save. You are restrained. You don't have advantage. I had 2 for athletics, not for saves. Nice try, though. You are restrained. Restrained is the net. You see it on Roran. Leo, you failed. You are restrained. Meld, you failed. You are restrained. You're able to backpedal out of that one. All others are restrained. You can, on your turn, use your action to make a strength check against that spell to free yourself as well. And this guy, who's been addressed as Larac, says, Earth bind you. And he stays put. Alfernon.
Well. Okay. So if I go back into it, I have to make another save, right?
That is right. Oh, thanks for reminding. That is concentration. And that's, oh, maybe not. The ground is difficult terrain. You do not. It's just difficult terrain. You can move through it now. They've done their grasping and they stopped grasping.
Okay.
So if you're not hit by it, you are good. It's just difficult terrain.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to. I'm going to move.
This guy made his save, by the way.
Okay, difficult terrain. Well, I will move to there. And, I will take a dodge.
Okay. Leo.
Alright, I will use my glaive and button against the closest target.
Okay. You have disadvantage while you are restrained.
Oh, really?
The glaive has hit, or glaive has missed. The butt end does give him with disadvantage. And find that aside from the stone mask, the robed ones do not wear armor. It's all dodging with them.
Alright. And I guess I can't move, so.
That's right. Roran?
Alright. Still.
Roran wrestles against the vines and is unable to free himself.
Okay, and I can't move, right? So I guess I'm just sitting here.
Well, you're fighting against the vines with everything you got. More tros.
Well, seeing that your friends are in trouble, she'll move about to try and get a good look at caster who did that. And through here, between the rocks and probably past this guy's head, she's going to fling 2 spells in rapid succession.
This guy offers cover, but the rocks do not.
Gotcha. First one's going to be first level and acid damage.
Well, actually, no, pretty much all of your. Well, Meld and Leo wouldn't really count now. Just the guy. Yep. +2. Go ahead. That hits.
And she's going to follow that up with a quicken spell. And that is going to be second level, and this time it's going to be fire damage. It will erupt in a ball of green flame around him.
Green flame!
Green. Oh.
That one misses. As the green flame fires through and splats, and actually, I have to do a take back because I was doing the math in my head here. And to keep track of spell count. He has the cover from this guy, as we established, and so it's just enough for him to cast shield. He raises a hand and deflects the first bolt as well with a chunk of stone. He slaps it aside. But that does cost him spell points as well. Shield -2, so he is not hit. And the rack, as he knocks that spell aside, laughs and says, "Fool! How dare you enter the realms of the Delvers?"
That is Motrosa's turn. Couldn't
All
think
right,
of something
here
cool
they
fast
come
enough,
to
sorry.
attack. Yep. It's all about the one-liners. Mine wasn't very good either. This one we'll go ahead and start beating up Roran. He's got advantage on anyone he tries to hit here. But he's trying to get through to Mortros, as Lorak has called you out. Roran, you've been hit for 1. Here comes the other with a crit.
Okay. This.
Looks like 18 total, as that guy unleashes a flurry of punches and kicks, and you can't dodge him at all. He basically punches you in the stomach, uppercuts you in the nose, and kicks you 1 in the shin. Only on 2 hits, but he's that good. This guy will circle into here, not notice Alfernog, and attack Leo.
Reaction.
Okay. Go ahead. He misses with... Oh, no, that does hit, doesn't it? Because of advantage. Go ahead with your reaction, though.
I'm trying.
Roran, you took the pretty hard hit.
Yeah.
Okay, with disadvantage, that does miss. Because you're restrained, Leo. So try to hit with the glaive. He deflects it. Punches you for 4. And then again... Miss. Even with advantage. This one circles through. He moves very fluidly as he slides through there and engages Lorelei. Miss.
So that's 4.
Punches you in the armor. And this one will step into here and say, "You go no closer." And he will also start punching. Nope. Meld takes a swipe, and the vines apparently have his Bardiche bound up as he grants advantage, but being restrained means he grants advantage anyway. Fumbles it. And it's this one now on Lorelei. Punching and kicking, a miss. And a hit.
I got my shield on.
He got a 22.
Advantage.
Advantage, you're
So
restrained. Yep. That is a well-spent first level spell, I guess. Okay. Did I miss anybody? I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, this guy hasn't gone. He was hiding. He'll step around and go ahead and surround Lorelei and just pummels. You reduce that to 0. He hits you in the armor.
Yeah.
And that one also hits for 5. She's heavy armor master, that's what that is. Meld.
Meld's having none of these vines, so he's gonna try to break free.
You have broken free.
Alright, cool. That's all I can do.
Okay, you can move if you want. It's difficult terrain going forward. Go ahead and move in case this guy wants to bash you. You want to stay put?
Yep. I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are. Okay. It's this guy in the armor, and he's just gonna take his maul and just start trying to bash Lorelei with it. There. I have no problem there. Okay. Here it comes. Smash is a miss. Barely. And another miss. And he shouts, "Hold still, damn it!"
Shit.
and the guys in the back scurry down the corridor. Lorelei.
I am gonna go ahead and who to hit, man? I got everybody around me. I guess I'll just hit this one first. Well,
Okay.
only.
You hit him?
I am gonna go ahead and where is it? I'm gonna bonus action shield face.
Okay.
And that's it.
Larak cackles and he says, "Feel the wrath of the Delvers and the bringers of woe." Let me check this spell, see if it's one he wants to cast real quick. Yep. As he says, bringers of woe, his voice, you can hear echoes loudly, and the rocks beneath your feet start to crumble, and you feel it reverberate through your body as he casts Shatter. That is a 10-foot radius sphere. So he's going to place it here. He's going to place it so he doesn't hit this guy, though. So, like, back here. Yeah, so he's got Lorelei and this guy. He's got these three of the friendlies. Lorelei and everyone, but not Montrose. Although he could set that back a little. He did want to get Montrose in there, yeah. Can he get both is the question. Yes, he can. So right on the center of Leo is where he's putting it. Yep, he's going to get both of you. Exact with their spells, so the bad guys are too. I need Montrose, Meld, Leo, Roran, Alfernog, and Lorelei to make Constitution saves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Alfernog. Okay. Roran, 19 thunder damage.
Okay. I am down.
You're down. Lorelei, 9 thunder damage. You made the save. Montrose, 19 thunder damage. Leo, 19 thunder damage. Meld,
And
9 thunder damage. Okay. And Alfernog, 19 thunder damage.
And the friendlies?
Get them here. I was just updating his spell points. Got that. Okay. And this guy shatters to bits. This guy makes the save and takes 9. This guy takes 19, fails the save and gets rippled pretty bad, but he's still alive. And I think, yep, that guy is out of range for it, as is that guy. Okay. So he took one of his guys with him. He says, "A worthy sacrifice for the Delvers," and he nods at the one who dropped. Alfernog.
I'm going to use that and do my thing there because I am in bad shape.
What is the thing? Oh, the spinning. Yeah. There's a lot of reading there. You know what you got?
Yep.
As an action. Okay.
That'd be my action.
So you can still move.
Yeah, I'm going to move because I want to get into, yeah, I'm going to move right into here.
Leo takes a step towards death's door. Roran?
Mm.
Goran does not. More Tros?
Ooh.
That was
Bear with me because this might get a bit lengthy or complicated, but I'm going to use 6 charges of my wand to cast Magic Missile at a 6th level. Which means 8 missiles total. 1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4, and the 4 others to him.
Oh, okay, you're spreading them out.
Yep.
All right. Start with 1.
I don't know how
Well,
this
we've got
works.
3 of them. If you click that purple missile,
Gotcha.
then we'll roll them one at a time. So I'm going to put the 3 that you've rolled now and then roll 1 more because you said 4 on the guy in the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and click missile.
I'm clicking it and it's not working.
Hold on a second. I know why it's not working.
I can just roll the d4 plus 2.
Let's do that. I'm going to make a note to myself because there's a thing that I missed. Yeah, from the last campaign. All right. 2, 4 is 6. 2 is 8, and 2 is 10. Oh, the last 4 on him. Okay. All right.
So it's
Those
1,
hit
2,
him, the last
3,
4.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1 on him. The 1 on him kills him. The second one, the 4. 1 on him. 1 on him. 1 on him. Yeah, that wasn't complicated at all. And he made his concentration save.
Damn it.
Larak did.
And she'll take a step back after that, trying to be out of range of his spells. And looking down at the 2 wounded guys.
Is it 4 con saves?
That's a good question.
It's 4 different hits, right? Or-
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess it is. All right. No, yeah.
Hot damn.
I suppose you're right. No, he loses it. The spell's gone.
Yes.
So it's
we're
like
on
we're not
restraint?
restrained.
Correct.
Sweet.
The vines disappear or go limp on
Finally.
the ground, no longer difficult terrain, and you guys aren't restrained anymore.
Roaring in his like small, heavy breaths as he's knocked out. Gives like a yay.
Oh man. This is not looking good. I mean, I'll try to help. It might end up getting me killed too.
And I made a note to myself, I think you guys are right. I think it's per hit. So Magic Missile makes a really good interrupter. Okay. Oh, actually, hold on a second.
Please don't tell me he has a second use of shield.
He has shield. He took no damage from that.
No, it
Makes
would have
him-
ended at the start of his turn.
It's a reaction trigger. You are hit by an attack or targeted by the Magic Missile spell.
Yep.
Makes him
So
immune
he
to all
has a
magic
second
missile
shield.
damage.
Damn it.
Well, he's got as many castings of it as he wants. He uses
So
spell points like you
we're
do.
still restrained?
Yes, the restraint is still there.
Ah.
Let's see if I can undo. Well, I can do that much. Yes, yep. Unfortunately. There you go. I was able to undo. Okay. So yeah, he did not take that damage, which was 17?
14.
14. He throws the shield back up. Yeah, it just hit me. Shield has a thing against Magic Missile. Because I was just thinking, there's a reason Magic Missile is a really good interrupter, and the shield is a really good antithesis to Magic Missile. Alright. So he throws up another shield. I deducted his spell points. And here come the stone-masked figures beating up Alfernog.
I
That's
would
it?
like to use my Iron Durability, Iron Eye, excuse me, as a reaction. When you're attacked, you can spend up to 3 side points, granting +2 bonus for each point that you spend. So I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 points and raise my AC to 21.
Okay. Alright. And he tries to punch you again, and does. The other 2 are on Lorelei. Miss. Hit.
No, I got shield on.
Yeah, 21.
No, and my magic shield.
Oh,
I have 2
That's
shields
right.
on.
okay. So that misses. So you're
22.
at 22 AC now. Okay. Hit.
So
Hit.
6.
6 and 6, which
Six.
becomes 3 and 3, so 6 total. And 2 con saves.
Kapow.
You lose Shield of Faith. Meld.
Meld will attack this one. There we go.
Swipe and a miss.
Try to do butt end.
Swipe and a miss with all the vines and,
Mm.
well, Leo's not in your way. He's on the ground.
Oh,
Wild swings. You slam him into the door next to you.
Meld will stand on top of Leo and attack this guy with Hordebreaker. There we go.
Swipe and a miss.
Damn.
Wild swings, nothing connecting. You're hitting the ground around you and the walls and the doors.
Alright.
Heavy hits. You're cracking the doors and the walls. This guy will accept your challenge. He figures Lorelei is handled by the monks. No, he doesn't have a way to get to Meld. He'll just keep beating down Lorelei. He'll say, "Why won't you drop?" That time he hit you, clipped you for 5. Clipped you in the shoulder, and then again, and that one misses. Alright, I got them there. Lorelei, go ahead.
Shit. I guess I'm just gonna hit this guy right here.
It would hit. He uses his reaction to parry. Make that a miss. Knocks your blade aside.
Bonus action to shield.
Okay. He says, "I will accept your surrender in the name of the Delvers. Bow down before the power of the Delvers."
Shit.
And he will cast slow. No, it's concentration. That's why I didn't cast it last time. Because you guys are restrained. He likes that restrain. It's working.
It's working on like what, 2 knocked out people in one person.
I mean, I want to help, but that means like a whole round of pummeling for them.
He sees Lorelei putting up a pretty good fight to, no, that won't work either because it's also concentration. He likes what he's got going on there. He's actually, feels confident and is going to approach. To right here. He's got a glaive, and as he says kneel, he starts trying to beat Lorelei down with his glaive. He misses. And he can do that twice. And he misses, but that's not a fumble because he had advantage. Apparently he's not very good with the glaive. He gently taps it with his glaive and says, "Kneel before me." Alfrenaud.
Bonus action to disengage with cunning action. And I'm going to come over here and stick this guy. Flash foot. That's not sticking.
Total miss.
Okay. That macro is dead to me.
Yeah, you have a hell of a time with that short sword. So that's it for Alfrenaud?
Yeah. Action. Bonus action.
And move, yeah. He laughs. He says, "Tiny fool, kneel before the Delvers and I will overlook your insurrection." Insubordination. Insolence.
I kneel before no one.
You will kneel, and he gives you a grin. Leo, one in the right direction. Roran. Roran, it's just a d20. It's not a con, but
yeah.
I see what you rolled. One in the wrong direction. You're in the hands of the gods now. That's the wrong one. Jacked up faces feeder. There we go.
I need to get Lorelei free. So that's going to be a twin spell at those two monks. The last one I can do. It's going to be acid damage again. This is for the top one.
That hits. It's a good hit.
And that's for the bottom one.
Barely survives it. And that also hits him. He does not have a reaction to parry because he used it against Lorelei, or else he would. It hits and dissolves him to a pile of fumes.
I have not much else I can do with my actions.
This one will continue pummeling Lorelei. Miss. Miss. Punching you in the armor. This one will make his way well, yeah. Larak has shouted to end the spellcaster, so Meld, he actually swing it. So he disregards you and moves on through and starts pummeling Mortros. Miss. Miss. Apparently he stumbles a little through the vines. Those are the only two still up. Meld.
Meld will,
Oh, do I get a reaction?
Yes, trouble, yes. He did exit your reach, it looks like. Yeah, you slashed him. It didn't kill him, so we don't have to do a take back. But yeah, you draw your blade across his back as he exits your reach. Go ahead, Mel.
move there, and I'll attack the mage.
Swipe, and as you assume that he's a mage and would be easy to hit, your armor that he wears beneath his robes.
Alright, and then I'll try to get him with the butt end.
Okay. Also Clang.
And I guess I'll try to finish this guy off.
Warbreaker. That hits and finishes him off.
Alright, and that'll be it.
Alright. This guy's looking to see if you're going to start to kneel, Lorelei. Because he's looking doubtfully towards Meld to protect his leader. Do you start to kneel, or does he need to keep beating you down? He says, are you going to kneel, or do I need to keep beating you down? Then he keeps beating you down. He gets a grim, he locks his jaw and gets a grim look as he just keeps pummeling at you.
Yeah.
That hits.
Yeah.
That hits hard. 9 after your resistance.
Oops.
Con save. Keep the spell, and that one misses. He's gonna circle though. Weaving his way. To here.
So he's out. I get to hit him.
You already used your
Oh,
reaction.
fuck me.
He would have provoked it anyway. I was looking at that, but yeah.
Meld gets reaction.
Meld does take, you can't take a swipe with his reaction as a, well, yeah, he did enter Meld's reach, yes. Meld takes a swipe and does hit.
Yay!
Cracks through his stony armor. He gives an oof of pain, and he points at you and waves his maul and says, you'll pay for that. Kneel, peasant. Lorelei.
Bastards. Okay, so I guess I have to use an action to break free.
It's an action to break free, yeah. It's a strength check. Not athletics, just straight strength.
Okay. 1-1. Leo, I'm coming, but I kind of have to. Yeah. Fuck. There's nothing I can do. I can either break or die. Break or die. Oh, I have that thingy. Okay. I'll do a strength check.
You are unable to break free from the bonds.
I'm screwed. Okay. What else can I do? That's it. That's all I can do.
Yeah, that is the action. This guy starts laughing, and he says, "Are you ready to kneel yet? Can't you see you cannot win here?" And he's looking at Alphinaud and Lorelei, and he points at Meld and says, "Take that one down." And as he points, a bolt of, let's see, what does he cast? A bolt of acid shoots out the end of his finger at you, Meld. Acid splash. Make a dex save. Meld, it's 6 acid damage that you got hit by. You didn't duck.
Dude. He's gonna fucking us up.
And he will look imperiously at you, Alphinaud, and he says, "Kneel before your friends die. No one need die here."
I charge up to him, and I embed my short sword in his gut. No, I don't.
Miss.
I embed razor in his gut. That dagger I picked up off Lorelei.
Yep. Resure.
Razor.
It clangs against his stony
Oh, I
armor.
could really use some advantage here, guys. Well, we're done. Completely.
Leo. I saw Leo just log in here. Roran, go ahead and do your death save. I think Leo might be. Alright. 1 towards clotting, that's good news. Leo, when you get back, let's have a death save from you. Martros, go ahead.
Okay. Ooh. Motros is going to, instead of what this guy hopefully thinks, rush forward to him to the end of the vines. She's going to try and blind this guy if he's in range 30 feet.
What we can do, I'm doing right now, is give you a 30-foot aura. It's the
Okay.
easiest way to tell. He is totally
Just
in
in
range.
range. Okay.
Constitution save. Okay, he fails the save, so it is blinded. And he can make that again at the end of each turn. Okay. He immediately throws a hand over his eyes and screams, "That witch got me!"
And she looks exhausted trying to defend herself against this guy now.
Yep. Stony faced, because he's got the mask on, he continues trying to beat you. Wow, miss. And apparently he trips as he went for your feint, I guess, and grants advantage. All others are dead.
Meld
Meld.
will attack this guy.
You have advantage as he's blind. That does not hit. You slam against his earth armor.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm gonna horde break the guy behind him.
That one, port break. Yes, that does hit him. He will take that damage and make a con save. He fails the con save. He gambled it. And he
Oh,
shrugs.
sweet.
And then he's gonna take the butt end to this guy again. Try to.
That does hit because he's blinded. Nice.
Alright.
This guy howls in pain as he gets slashed, and he says, "Insolent fool! How dare you interrupt the purpose of the Delvers?"
And I'll move there. That's it.
Alright. You, Meld. Kind of sense you moving around, so he's got disadvantage. Miss. Miss. Con save. What was the DC on that again? 15? Fails the con save. Stays blinded. Lorelei.
I'm gonna come right in here, and I'd like to see which one needs it the most. Like if someone's ready to die, or if they're both doing halfway okay. So
You could tell at a glance, without a check, that both of them are not near death's door, but there's always that 5% chance, and this campaign is all about fumbled death
I'm gonna
saves.
give Leo 5 hit points. He can help.
I'll let you guys do the paperwork.
Help me
Go ahead.
heal people because at this point I'm fucked. I'm gonna go ahead and move the rest of my way kind of behind him. No, I'm gonna have to go over here and behind the door.
Oh, Leo, we never got a death save for you last round.
I did.
That could change things.
No.
You missed one while you was wrong, Leo.
Yeah, there was a round that you missed. I don't see it in the log. Roran made his, and we kind of looked like you were having some delays, so we went ahead.
Oh.
It's all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just had to know if you died. You didn't die. All right. That was a clincher. All right, Leo. I'll get rid. Oh, you're all over it. Yeah. You do your tokens. I'm not gonna do them.
And I'm hiding, trying to get cover behind that door because
Yes, you are.
I can't take any more.
You've got total cover. Yep. Not even the rack can see you.
Speaking of the bastard.
It is his turn. He says, "Insolent fools, how dare you touch me?" And he's looking at Meld. I gotta do a quick reference of my spellcasting manual here. Yep. Both of his hands, well, he's got a glaive. He takes his glaive up over his head, horizontally over his body, like at forehead level, and slowly lowers it in front of him. And you feel time and space slow down around you as he casts slow.
In front of who?
Around up to 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot cube within range.
So everybody
40
except you.
feet. Pretty much everybody.
Even me?
No, can't see you.
Yeah. Well, it's a 40-foot cube within range. It does not say you have to see them. So he could place it here. He saw you go back there, and he can't target you specifically, but he can.
Would that give her advantage on the
get you
saving
by-
throw then?
Well, if he targets it in this place where I'm setting this, because he's smart enough to do that. He's a
Yeah.
pretty smart guy. But he's going to pick 6 creatures, so it's Lorelei, Mortrose, Leo, Alfernog, and Meld, of course. Make a wisdom saving throw, or be affected by the spell. And that is concentration as well. Put that on him, and deduct those
Wisdom.
spell points. Okay, Lorelei, you failed.
Trust the beast.
Mortrose, you pass. Lorelei, it does not deal damage. You'll have to make a con save.
That's actually a pass for me. Because I have advantage on saving throws versus magic. It's a gnome.
That's right. Okay, so Meld and Lorelei, which Meld was the real target there. The 2 of you are affected by the spell, and we're gonna put. Let me pick one. I'm gonna put the circle slash on you for this. It's slow. What that means is your speed is halved. You have a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and you can't use reactions. On your turn, you can use either an action or a bonus action, but not both. No matter what you have as far as abilities or magic items, you can't make more than 1 melee or ranged attack on your turn. Neither of you are well, you're a spellcaster, Lorelei. If you cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20 on 11 or higher. The spell does not take effect until you have to use your action on that turn to complete the spell, because you're in. It's like being underwater. All of your movements are really slow. And he gives you a derisive snort, Alfernog, as he casually walks away. He will provoke from you, but not from Meld, because he's slowed. He knows you won't hit.
Golly darn it.
He casually, He doesn't even look back as you take a swipe and miss.
Does this effect stay in the cube or?
The affected targets. Yeah, that's why I had to look. It does not require line of sight. It's everybody in a 40-foot cube, and he did see you duck back there. That's part of why he picked that spell. It was a costly spell for him. That was his 3rd level spell. He's only got one of them. Not for now.
Alright, well, I'm going to try to end this guy beside me. Let's see if I can hit him with a short sword attack.
Alright, you've got advantage.
Gee, that does so much good.
Didn't even make contact on his armor. You need to get a new short sword.
Well, that hit.
You've got advantage, so that does hit.
And then I will move after this guy since the other guy is blinded.
Make a stealth check against his passive perception. If he senses you moving away, he'll take a swipe at you to protect his leader.
Cool.
Isn't he slow also?
Hears you. No, he was not a target.
Oh, sweet.
He did hear you. He will take a swipe with disadvantage, and it connects.
I will not take the damage. I will spend a side point.
Yep, I thought you would. All right, Leo. Leo, you are prone to start.
Alright, I
So have your move to stand up.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure. And I will use 10 points of lay hands on Roran. That's sleeping next to me.
Bleeding, not sleeping. All right, Roran, you are only prone. I'll let you put your 10 hit points on. I got all your other icons
Okay.
taken care of.
Yeah. Now I try to help him get up as well. Okay.
Okay, if you don't move, I'm okay with that. So Leo, what do you do there, Leo? You lay a hand, heal him up, and then wrap an arm around him and hoist him to his feet?
Sorry, I had problems. What did you say?
I said you lay hands on him to heal him and then pick him up and set him down on his feet,
Yeah.
since he was prone. All right, Roran. You look around, you're back among the world of the living. It's like waking up from a strange dream. But you're on your feet, strangely, and enemies are
Yeah, I
abound.
probably do not know
A lot of dead
whatever
people
the
around you
hell
too.
just happened. Just lights out. Okay, so guess he's looking around, and he's not
Little
sure what the
scuffle going on
situation
here.
is. Okay, I guess yeah, that's probably the first thing he's gonna do, because he only remembers something hitting him really hard beforehand. So swing and bonus action.
Hold off on the bonus action because the swing hit and dropped him.
Okay.
You didn't
Let's
need
go.
it. So we'll keep
That
the roll if you do make that attack. You've already made the roll.
Okay.
You don't use the bonus action. You still got that available.
Then he's gonna head here, and I guess I'm doing key strike 2. So
Alright, so you take that first swipe and it misses, of course. Make another one.
all right, and he's sweeping, and then I'm using
Yeah, hit.
the
Way of the
open hand, and I guess
Which
can't
one?
take reactions.
Knock prone, push, can't take reactions. All right, he'll make a dexterity saving throw. He makes the save.
All right.
You try to punch him, and you do the, if you've seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, do a pressure point touch where he can't take reactions, but you touch him in his stony armor, and it has no effect. He can't even see you to do a dex save, but somehow by being heavily armored, it worked. All right, Ronan. That was a good try,
Yep.
though. That's a key point, right?
She looks like she was just about to reach for a dagger, then gave a quick appreciative nod to Roran, then heads storming into the room with wand at the ready. And seeing this guy at the back is simply walking away, she can't help but flicker wand still at him, trying to get him to get back. Since worth getting the upper hand.
Acid. Deck save. He fails the deck save. He takes the acid damage and a constitution. He fails a constitution and loses slow.
Get back here, you
Laura and
worm!
Lorelei are no longer slowed. He hisses at you, recoiling, and he says, "Aren't you down yet, witch?" And he sees this guy dead on the floor. And he says, "Rothar, why have you not destroyed this woman? Deal with you myself." If that's it for Montrose, then it's Meld.
I'm going to charge towards them. And like that slow attack.
Slip on some blood
Awesome.
and grant advantage. And the second swipe clangs against his stony armor.
Alright, that's it.
Grants advantage. All right. Rothar felt you approach Roran. He's just going to swing around wildly with his hammer. He knows everyone that's going to be close to him is a bad guy. So he's going to swipe at you a couple of times. Miss. Miss. Con save, which he fails and remains blinded. Lorelei. You're blind or muted, not blinded. You're not slowed
I'm not
either.
slowed, okay. I have to
Not
heal
my
myself
fault.
though. And then move right on in.
Nice. Lorak sees you approach and he says, "I thought I
You
killed
bow
you
down
once
to
already."
us, or you'll die.
We'll see about that, he says as he grins and in range.
Fucker.
He sets the butt end of his glaive onto the floor. Actually takes it in both hands and he slams it hard down onto the floor. Crackles across the floor erupt as he casts Earth Trimmer. That's everybody within 10 feet of him, which his feet is 10, and that's all three of you. He will cast that at a 3rd level spell because he's looking to save his own life here. It's a 10-foot radius. You cause a tremor in the ground in a 10-foot radius. Each creature other than you must make a dexterity save. On a failed save. Okay, Meld, you pass. Lorelei, you pass. Alfernog, you fail. Alfernog, you take 10 bludgeoning damage and you're knocked prone.
I just got the shit up tonight.
And that's, give me a second, as that is 10 feet of difficult terrain as well. That's what that causes. About like so. So that's all difficult terrain now.
Is that difficult terrain for him, or?
Yes. Did not work out. He seems disappointed. Frowns at Meld and Lorelei. And he says, "You were fools to come here. You have angered the Delvers, and you'll pay for your insolence." And he says that as he runs like hell. Difficult terrain gets him about there. Meld, you've got an opportunity, and Alfernog, you've got an opportunity with disadvantage. Alfernog, you try to stab him in the armor, and it misses. Meld, you have hit. And he takes that damage.
I'll do a trip on him.
Okay. And you find out for the first time that these earth-type creatures, these bringers of woe, and, well, this guy at least, has a quality called unyielding. When he's subjected to an effect that would move, knock prone, or both, he uses his reaction to not be knocked prone or moved. So you hit him in the knee, and I guess probably the hook end of your glaive there, or whatever it is, just bounces off of his shin as he kicks it away.
Awesome.
His legs are strangely heavy when you try to trip him, but you do get the bonus damage. Because he would have failed that save, because I rolled it. So he kicks your blade away as he runs. Alfernog.
I stand. and say to him, "You shall not escape as I move." Let's see, it's difficult terrain, so I only have 6 feet of movement left. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That'll get me about there, and I will throw a dagger at him.
Is it the dagger you have? Is it Razur, the one you have in hand?
Oh, hell. That's right, I don't want to throw that one.
You could drop it, whip out another, and throw it.
I'll drop my short sword, whip out another, and throw it.
Ah, all right.
I want to dig that one into his throat is what I want to do.
Ah, all right.
I cannot hit for shit.
It clangs against his stony armor. Unless you got a bonus action for something else, it's Leo.
Well, actually, I do. I do have
Alright.
a bonus action. I totally screwed up. I should have taken my bonus action to dash.
You could
Damn
have dashed, huh?
I will move just about here and use my leaving button at the top guy.
You take a swipe. He is blind, so that does hit.
Sweet.
And the butt end, once more, he is blind. And finally, you catch him square in the chest. His rocky armor crumbles around him as he drops to the ground, and when he hits with a thud, the armor shatters. And he dies.
Sweet.
So is that like a version of bark skin, kind of?
No, it's earth armor made out of, it's plate armor made out of earth that shatters on death.
Oh.
And that's it.
Alright. If you can imagine mud, that if you let mud then dry out completely, it makes a pretty hard substance, almost like brick, and it's his belief in the Delvers that makes it so hard. And here comes Roran flying forward.
And then he
Memmonite misses. You roundhouse kick.
and I guess
And-
the reaction thing too again for the open hand. So I'm spending a key.
Well, hold on. It's whenever you hit.
Oh, okay.
He is, before you do that, you did spend the key point to hit twice, a shield, to block all of them. 2 spell points. He saw you coming around the corner, and just as you appeared, he brings the glaive up horizontally across his chest, and you see a kind of a brownish aura appear around him, and all of your attacks bounce off of that aura as he casts shield.
All right. I guess that's my turn then.
All right. That does cost a key point, though.
Yep.
Mortros.
She'll be moving here as he's running away. And saying, "Don't let him get through that door." She'll... He's got cover from me right now, doesn't he?
Yep.
Let me see what you're seeing.
Yeah, that pillar is right in the way right
Yep.
there. That's
In
full
that
cover.
case,
He actually has 3/4 cover. Yeah, you can just.
in
see his
that
movement.
case, I have to use my dash action to get right in his way. That is my turn.
Meld.
We'll go up to here and try a grapple on him.
Taking out the dagger is use it of environment.
Yeah. If you've got a free hand.
Yeah, wand and free hand, so offhand dagger. Sorry.
Okay. Let me check his. Which is better for him, acrobatics or athletics? Okay, he will use athletics to try and resist your grab. You've grabbed him.
Sweet. Alright. That's it. I'll wait for people to pummel him.
Lorelei.
Is this difficult terrain, or does that go away now?
It does not go away, that actually stays. It's not concentration or anything. He shattered the ground and rumbled it up when he did the
If I
earth
move
trimmer.
here, is that even going around it?
I mean, I only had the square to deal with, so it kind of went. Well, it was 10 feet out this way. I might have gone a little bit too long. It's down to here. So you're okay where you're at.
Okay,
Then I
so
have
then
a
I'm
quick
in.
question.
Okay.
The play beforehand when Mel did the sweep and try to knock him, did that use his reaction beforehand, or did you say that was just a passive thing from their stone feet not getting tripped?
It is a reaction. Oh, so he couldn't use shield. No, you're right. Okay. Let me go back and reference your hits then. You're correct. Miss, hit, and hit. Alright, I will inflict that damage.
Okay.
And he does not have shield on.
Sweet.
And
Give him those spell points.
did he
back.
make the DC saving throw too? Because if not, I don't want him taking reactions.
He did.
Okay.
He crit, actually. Okay, I just gave him to him, yeah. Or had him try it. Alright, now we're all legit.
I'm
Does not
trying
have
to
shield on.
swing around Meld's big head and get him.
You hit. Slashing him.
And that is all that I can do. Oh wait, no. I can Divine Smite. I shall use my last one.
Alright. And that is enough. With the extra flash of light from your blade, you impale him. Blood splatters out, his rocky armor starts to crumble. He looks up at you in surprise. He opens his mouth to say something, and a gout of blood splatters down his chin and across his stony chest as the armor crumbles and he drops.
See, he kneeled down to me, after all. That was intense. Let's see if there's anything that we can take to show he's the bad guy. And this guy over here too, probably. Like any symbols, any...
Take some masks of those idiots
Yeah.
by the door.
Yeah, any
Take
writing, letters, parchments, gold, gems.
Also, keep in mind the faces of those that ran away.
Oh, we know.
They might
I have
go
their
on their...
names.
Good. They might
yeah.
go on their daily lives in Red Lodge and we'll expose them.
I almost died there. I'm so glad I got Leo up too. Literally almost died.
You guys have you have 6. I would assume. Well, how do you guys want to distribute those?
One each.
Okay, there are 6 people here, and that's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to assume. Everybody, those who are here have a stone mask. If you want to add that to your inventory. On
Are the cloaks they
Larak,
were wearing special?
they were not.
Okay.
Just plain brown cloaks. Larak himself, the priest, had a glaive. Nothing special about the glaive. Could have saved some money there, Leo, if you'd waited. I'm kidding. He's AFK anyway. He had 4 spindles of iron. They are 2-foot-long, 4-sided pyramids joined at the base, if you could picture that. Who here is from the Northlands besides Leo?
Northlands.
Where's North?
Lorelai,
Yeah.
you're from the Northlands.
Yep.
Waterdeep, Neverwinter, those are
I'm
Northlands.
from a bit
Oh.
south of Waterdeep.
I'm from Waterdeep. Oh, no,
Yeah,
wait. I'm
Waterdeep.
from East. Never mind. That's Kellen who's from Waterdeep.
I spent
Yeah,
I spent most of my years in Waterdeep.
Yeah, so Roran, you can totally identify these because you were actually in mercantile trade. And Lorelai can kind of back you up a little bit. They are Mirabar trade bars. Mirabar is a city of dwarves from the far north, and these are, you can verify this. They are specific to Mirabar. I'll type that in so you guys know how it's spelled. Mirabar, it's a dwarven city, and they use these trade bars as a currency, made of iron. He carries 4 of them. And Roran, given your mercantile background, you know that they're worth 5 gold pieces each.
If we make it to Mirabar.
Well, no, anywhere. They're a general trade currency in Mirabar, and they're, you're close enough to it here in Red Larch. It's a caravan stopping point from Mirabar,
Oh, yeah.
so you could spend those in town as well. They count as 5 gold if you wanted to trade them off.
We might want to find out why he's carrying them. That seems like an odd thing to be carrying.
It's currency.
It does seem, well, yeah.
Well, like he says,
Make of that
it's
what you
common
will.
courtesy. He could have had it by any means, but Since we're dealing with these delvers and dwarven ancestry, I would think it has something to do with that.
Exactly.
Who knows
Yeah.
Don't forget the loot that we had from that room.
Thank you. I won't forget.
Yep.
Remind me again, though, because here's the next part. Cautiously approaching the back of the room comes Braylon, drawn by the noise. He shrieks as he gets here, and he says, "Ooh," and he falls on the corpse of his fallen father, crying.
And that's what I didn't want to happen.
Oh, Braylon, lad.
Walk away.
I'm so sorry, Braylon.
Meld will chop this guy's head off and casually walk over and chop his dad's head off, and then everyone else's
Wow.
head.
Braylon throws his hands up, or throws his body over the corpse of his father, Rothar, to stop your blade, at least for this one.
Well, people. Just asking. Passing conversation.
Do you still try to chop the head off, Meld?
Can I try to shove the kid away?
Leave
Yeah.
here,
Strength check.
Meld. You will not dishonor this boy's father. We've done enough to him.
Fine,
Yeah,
I'll come over and just
I'm
clear up the
siding.
damn body.
I'm siding with Alpha on this one.
Can I throw him on
No.
me now that his rock armor is disintegrated? Carry the body back
What
in
do you
town.
want to do with him?
Carry the body back in town.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna push.
Braylon says, "What are you going to do with him?"
Take him town. Come on, kid.
We'll
Tears are
take him
streaming
and
out of his
bury him
eyes,
into
and
the cemetery.
he rubs a forearm under his nose,
Ugh.
smears snot over his face.
Blech. I'm just gonna
And he
carry the guy,
follows.
not the kid.
Yeah.
And I'll meet you at the door.
He shuffles his feet as he follows.
Yeah, and I stick my
Yeah.
hand on his forehead to push him away.
Roran stays next to the kid, I guess.
He tries to reach out. You've got him. What? You got a fireman's carry, where you got him slumped over your
Mhm.
shoulder, the corpse. He tries to grab his father's dangling, bleeding hand as he goes. Meld, it'll take you a little while to hack off heads, but you can certainly do that with the rest. I assume after the stone masks have been recovered. All right. Let's. Okay, you're following through the secret passage then,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
right? Okay. Keep going until you round the bend, and then stop there.
As we walk, I'll apply maggots to myself.
Yeah, you got your minute. You're Lorelei?
Okay.
Well, until you can see Elic, basically.
Okay, hold on, because I can see him back
What's
here.
Yeah.
Right
Of course,
about
it gets
there.
it gets pretty dark for, well, only for Meld,
Can I bring this lantern with me?
which actually Elic would have. Yes, you can, Meld. Let me actually assign it to you. Hold on a second. There, you've got it, and I'm also going to give Elic had one as well. There it is. So he would see you. Well, he'd see you right about there, Lorelei. He sees you guys come around the corner. He sees the corpse slumped over your shoulder as you approach. You see his face turn to a grimace, and he says, "You have angered the believers and the delvers, and you shall pay the
It's
price."
not my fault he died, but you shall perish along with him if I need it. Can I use this guy's body as a shield?
He says, "This is not the end of this," and he pulls a shoring timber from a section of the wall, and collapsing down in the center of the chamber, the tunnel collapses, which blocks his.
Oh,
That's just brilliant.
Okay.
But nobody gets
well,
crushed by it because he did that as he saw you.
I guess Roran just turns around and starts walking towards the other way.
All right.
Yeah.
That resolves that. Give me a second. Actually, I need a real quick AFK, real quick. Then I'll get you guys your XP and money, and we'll be done. Be right back.
Man, I really did not want to see the kid on his father like that, man.
Yeah, we knew he was gonna be one of the guys, though.
Oh yeah.
No? You know, like every adventure, or almost every adventure has a dead parent story, so you know what his future is going to be.
I don't have a dead parent story.
I don't have a dead story either.
Kellen's parents are dead.
Never mind then.
Die, but
My parents live in Waterdeep. They run a rental of horses.
My parents are alive as well, actually.
Yeah.
Kellen's parents, one of them did die, but she got reincarnated as a man.
Oh, that's brilliant.
By the way, this guy's a shitty father.
Yeah, my parents are all the way up in Tantras right now.
Mine's a war hero.
Mine's a noble.
Well, doesn't
Your mom was
My mom's got a
hero,
harem
yeah.
of men.
I was gonna say she's a lot more than a war hero. She is, shall we say, round-heeled.
She is a goddess of the men. And her goddess was even Sune. I mean, come on. Endowment of a 19. She had to take him home with her. He's a stable hand now. Yeah.
I wonder what happened to Don Darian's kid.
Oh, yeah. What to know?
He went home. Well, I don't know. That may actually come back up because that temple was about to be inundated by a volcano. So that might still be a thing. Okay, let me fill up XP and money while you guys Ray Lynn and the corpse of his father.
Why don't we just take it back to the constable and let him know that the father died in the battle trying to resolve that issue, and it's just kind of escalated to the point where now it's the secret society that's, I don't know, murderous.
Now,
appear to
let
be
me
worshipping.
stop you there a moment. We're going to stand in front of the constable with a crying child and his dead father, giving some wild story about these people. You might want to prepare your story.
Our story is we went to the mine first and followed these guys back here. This is what we did.
I mean,
Just to clarify on my part, this is the portion where you guys discuss you aren't at the constable yet. This is while you're walking out. Okay, that's all I had to say.
Well, just saying, make your wording right.
Well, I'm not hated in town or have any, warrants out for me. I think the constable does think we're fine warriors, so we should probably be as honest as we possibly can. I mean, it's he died in a fight for the Delvers. We don't know.
I'm just saying. I hope he believes us.
I can explain it to him.
Meld is well known. Yes.
I think you have like a broken down door, a couple broken down doors to explain first.
Wasn't me.
Really? I
Lorelai?
wasn't there. She's first.
No, I hopped a fence to get into the basement. I didn't go in the house. My fingerprints are not there.
I wasn't even near the house. I went around the fence.
Yep. Well,
Help me out here, guys, real quick, before you keep going with the discussion. Alfred and Mortros are here right now, so 392. Kane has not been involved. Leo was not involved. Lorelai, 392. Aranis has been involved. It's 100 for the quest complete. 392, so it's 100 for Aranis, 392 for Roran. Dibble has not been here. Meld, 392. Leo, 392. Bjorn, 100. Okay. I've got the XP done, and then the money. Let me get that real quick for you. You guys found, what was it? It was 440 copper, 253 silver, 97 gold, 6 small green agates, and you've got Roran with you who can easily identify those, and 2 polished moonstones.
The glaive.
The glaive is just
Hey, Miss Lorelei.
Yeah.
This dagger's nice. Can I keep it?
So we need to keep it around the group for research purposes because we need to find out if it's used for sacrificial offerings or if it opens a door or.
I can handle
One
that
thing-
while we're on the surface. It'll still be
one thing
yours.
you guys
of course.
noticed. Every time Alphernog took a slash or swipe with it, it made no noise.
Okay.
Really? Ooh, is it magic? I hand
I'll
it
take
to,
a look at
to
it
Mortro.
My
once we're
friend,
on the surface.
that is what you call dwarven smithing.
I was going to say, anyone who has handled it, being Lorelei and Alphernog, could easily tell it's magic, but it's only subject to those who are up for random loot. So that's Mortros, Alphernog, and
Yep.
Roran.
I punch people, so I don't really need that daggers too much.
I only use the dagger as a last resort, so I'll
But-
at least have a look at for you.
I am proficient in history, so
There's nothing historical
okay.
about it, but I'm assuming you're going to go ahead and cast that Identify,
Yep, sure.
Mortros. So you guys better know what you're
This
up
one's
against
for
here.
free because it might be related to them.
Generous. Oh. Come on, roll 20. It hates when I open text boxes. Just hates it. There we go. Okay. There you go. It is a +1 dagger decorated with star motifs and a grip of night blue leather. The dagger doesn't make noise when it hits or cuts. The name Resur is graven on the dagger's pommel. If the wielder speaks the name, the blade gives off a faint cold glow, shedding dim light in a 10-foot radius until the wielder speaks the name again.
Well, I mean, you can pronounce the name better than I can anyway, so
That's
suit you perfectly.
like I said, I punch people for a living.
well, I will make sure it gets stuck into lots of bad guys.
I hope so. You haven't been doing that lately.
Hey now. I happen to be better with a crossbow. I'm getting there.
So the 3 of you are in agreement that
Yep.
Alphernog takes it? Okay, I've added it. Only you have access to it. It's in your handouts.
Awesome,
Alphernog,
thank
if you need a reference.
As far as money,
Liquidating out those gems, it was worth 42 gold, 7 silver, and 8 copper. Liquidated into total gold coins. It would be a whole lot of copper. Like I said, it was like 400 something copper. So you guys get a whole lot of pennies, but
42 is that many.
so it's 42.78 for. Let me go through the list to make sure I don't miss anybody. I got Alphernog, Mortros, Lorelei, Roran, Meld, and Leo. Recovered the money it cost you for that glaive. And you may have a backup glaive if you want to lay claim here. There is a glaive floating around. The stone armor, of course, dissolves or shatters into a pile of dust when its wearer dies. For what it was worth, Lyrak wore splint, and Rothar, Braylon's father, wore a plate version of stone armor. And Leo has had some information about who these cultists are, so it launches a bit of. Hey, you got some explaining to do. Those of you who are here, I know it's a Sunday night. Do you want to stop there and go into explanation next time we play, or go ahead and do explanation now if you're trying to drag this body to Harburg and wake him up in the middle of the night?
I'm good now.
I'd probably give the 20 gold, like 20 gold to the kid. Just kind of like a sorry.
He sniffs and he wipes his nose and he takes the 20 gold in both hands cupped and looks at you and looks at the gold, kind of confused. He's not sure what to do with it.
I pull out a sack and say, "Okay, guys, here, pony up." I'll drop in 20 gold
What are we
coins
doing?
myself.
Putting the kid in the sack.
No, I'm giving him a steak to start over when his dad did.
Another 20 gold spills out of his hands, and he looks at him as the excess drops with a clang onto the floor. He's not sure what to do.
I put it in a sack.
That's right.
I motioned to him to put it in the sack.
All right. And then takes his dirty hand and holds the index and middle finger of his dead father as it dangles off the back of Lorelei.
Right, yeah. Oh, and yeah, I can sit here for an explanation. Depends on everyone else.
I'm good.
I mean, how long is this explanation? Like,
That's up to you guys. So, do I have it right that Lorelei, you're taking this body to Harburg? Because you're the one that has him in a fireman's carry here.
I believe I am.
Is anyone not going with Lorelei?
No, I'll go with her.
yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, more
with it.
trust is coming on as well.
Okay. Let me grab everyone. Make sure that, just as I thought. Here we are. Stones as well. They didn't come with you. If anyone were to touch any of the floating stones, they do move at a touch.
Oh, more of those stones, huh?
Yeah, more of those stones. So that's something that may come up later if you guys want to investigate further, but... Alright, give me a second here. So you guys head to the butcher shop, which houses the constable Harburg Toothmarlar. He wakes up, he's got a nightshirt and cap, he comes stumbling out, rubbing his eyes, sees a body, and immediately he is awake, looking around at each of you. Did anyone not follow Lorelei with the body?
Nope.
If everyone's there, that's fine, okay. And he says, "What happened to Rothar? What happened to Rothar? Is he dead? Can we help him?"
How long
No.
has it been? As in time-wise.
Still the same night, right?
You guys would have had to go, yeah, you would have come out of here. Are you coming out of here and going straight across the street? Because this is where you
No, I
guys
would have hopped the
broken
fence.
in, or you're right across the The door's open in this building here.
No, only one or
wasn't
two
me.
people did.
Well, you guys, I may say loosely. It was Bjorn.
My question is though, how many minutes has it been? Like,
It's probably been like well, you had your short rest, which was an hour.
oh,
And it
he's
was only
dead,
about
dead.
5 or 10 minutes. Well, that was before this fight. Do you want me to do some death saves before you try and revive him?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I mean,
He died pretty quick right before. I'll give you 3 death saves, and if he dies in all 3, then he's dead.
That's
How's
fine.
that? Nope, he didn't die. He actually clotted pretty quick. He's a heavy
Okay.
guy.
can we, when we get to Constable, am I able to give him like 1 hit point to be able to discuss?
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
explain himself. Okay, that's what I'll do.
All right. So Braylon's got. Alfernog, did you give that sack of 40 gold to
Well, if the
Braylon?
guy's dead, I'm not gonna give it to him. I mean, we were giving it. I mean, am I wrong, Lauren? You were giving it to him, to start over with, right?
Well, I'm still gonna give the kid 20 gold anyways.
I don't. You can give him 20 gold.
I'm still good.
So while you guys are traveling, I see Alfernog hanging from the back, pocketing it with
Sleight
a
of
sour
hand.
look. Yes. No, that'd be metagaming. Nobody knows. Alfernog. Well, make your sleight of hand. Let's see who notices. Alfernog with a sour look. Ah, you're good. Nobody knows. All right, so the bag still jangles pretty well. So Braylon's got a sack full of 20 gold pieces, and it looks heavy enough.
I put this guy down at the constable's feet, and I explained to him that these gentlemen were down below in what is called the Delver's Lair, I guess. I'm not too sure, but unfortunately, some got away. They're townsfolks, and they're the ones that have been scaring. What's
Harassing miners.
Yeah, harassing the
quarry.
miners at Melbourne place. I don't have that.
He gets a sour look as he looks down at Rothar laying in the dust, and Rothar picks himself up and looks a little sheepish, and he says, Harburg asks Rothar, explain yourself. And Rothar mumbles something. He says something like, well, the guardian for the believers, and the interlopers, these people, thieves, came in and stole from the believers and the delvers. And he starts muttering again.
I show Harburg the stone mask that I have, and I say, we found the 6 that were harassing the quarry. He is part of this. He is the one that ordered them to try to kill us, and I'm sure as you see by our wounds, he came close, but he didn't succeed.
Harburg takes all this in, and he says, well, it seems you've got a bounty to collect with Maliko. You found the stone-masked culprits. Rothar, what do you have to say about this? And he says, well, you know, Larak. It was Larak. It was all Larak. He came into town promising to guide us and interpret the moving stones and tell us what the Delvers intended. And, well, some of his methods were a little extreme, I guess, but, well, you need to talk to Elik. It was all Elik. He was the leader. He talked to Larak more than any of us. I was just enforcement. You know me. And he gives a half-hearted smack against his own chest, trying to show some strength. And Braylon steps to his side and tries to hold his hand. Harburg looks around at all of you and he says, well, it seems you've solved at least the case of the stone masks, but I'll have to do some investigating on this cult, you call it, or
Yes.
where did all this take place?
It's underground near the wagon area. There's a part of the tunnel that goes is caved in. I'm not sure where it exits out, but I'm sure if you go to the wagon repaired, what is that called? Oops, wrong screen. The Welver's Wagon Works. You could find a entrance somewhere in his backyard.
Rothar starts bobbing his head. He points at Lorelei. He says, yeah, Welver was in on it too. He was one of the leaders too. I just took orders. I don't know anything about what's going on here. I was just the enforcer. And he said, shh, be quiet you. I was just the enforcer.
Right
I was just a bodyguard.
What is that guy? The priest guy that we killed.
Yeah, Larak. It was just him.
No,
it was all
not.
him.
No, let's smack him down and push him to his knees. Tell the truth. Yeah.
Make a strength. It was that. You bounce off of him. Now that he's got some strength back and he can see. He is a mountain of a man. And he crit it, by the way.
Oh, well that sucks because I was safe. How'd he do that?
You're pretty strong, but he's pretty strong too. And he says, see, they snuck up on us. They snuck up on us and they knocked me, they cold cocked me, and it wasn't a fair fight at all. I was just the bodyguard, though. I don't know anything about what's going on. But Wilver and Elik, they were the ringleaders. They're the believers here.
Uh-huh.
You know, Harburg, you've heard of the
So you're
believers here in
just
town.
not intelligent enough to make your own decisions? You follow blindly?
Yeah. I just follow orders.
Behind Lorelei, I will cast an illusion on his head of a spider crawling up to him and looking him dead in the eye and say, "There were pits of dead bodies there, along with traps that could capture people.
Oh,
You had better start talking the truth, or unless if you want a better future for your son."
He slaps wildly at the spider on his head.
It bursts into more little spiders over his face.
Braylon,
He screams and starts slapping his own
tell
head
the constable
wildly.
what your father did to you.
The spiders disappear.
Braylon looks doubtfully and he says, "Well, I did wrong. I didn't deliver the message, and he taught me a lesson, that's all. Dad's not a bad guy. He didn't do nothing wrong. He was just protecting people. He was protecting the believers, and well, they guide the town. They don't do nothing wrong."
yeah. What was in that message that you read?
"Well, I didn't read it." And he draws himself up. "Of course I didn't read it. I'm just a messenger carrier.
Huh.
I don't read
Where
them."
was the message going?
"Well, I took it to Larak, of course. I don't know what he did with it." Rothar lays a comforting hand on his son's shoulder. Says, "That's a good boy."
Yeah, we have.
Harburg says, "What's this about murders?"
Yes,
Bodies?
you'll find several down there in the pits.
"And what about them?"
They attacked us when we tried to ask them about their business down there.
One of them had that symbol on it.
A triangle with a little peg in the middle of the base.
I'll press the
Symbol?
digitation to show
Okay.
the symbol.
Okay. He sees the symbol and he says, "Means nothing to me." Rothar waves his hands. "It's nothing. It's nothing." Disregard.
He's hiding something. I think we should go to the priestess.
All Faith Shrine?
Yes, and then try to get them to.
Yes, I do believe they have an excellent spell for that.
Yes, to find out if he's telling the truth.
Harburg gives a nod. He says, "Yeah, I agree. I think a trial is in order here." He says, "Braylon, why don't you stay here with Jalessa?" And so he leaves Braylon here with his wife, who's comes out stumbling, of course, with Constance, their baby. And
Oh, here. I have something for the baby. I give the baby a clockwork dragon that I made. I give it to his wife.
she accepts it. She's got a little bit of she's confused, she's stumbling, just woke up. But she takes it. And what does
Wind
it
it up,
do?
and you put it on the
Move
floor,
around?
and it'll crawl across the floor. And I wind it up, and I give an example.
It goes crawling across the floor, and she looks kind of strangely at it, but sets Constance down on the floor, and she starts chasing after it with a laugh. And both of them are pleased. Braylon hide by this thing.
What's your favorite animal, Braylon?
A liger. It's a cross between a lion and a tiger. It's pretty much my favorite animal.
I've never heard of that animal. I'll see if I can make one for you.
And Harburg goes to escort all of you and Rothar to the All-Faith Shrine. Waking up Lemura and Emdar. Harburg explains the situation and says, "We need a zone of truth. We need to find out the bottom of the story." And he says, "Since I don't know the full story, I will allow the group of you to ask the questions, and I will witness and come up with my own conclusions. Emdar, if you don't mind doing the honors." Emdar comes out. He's not armored for once. And he steps in front of the altar of Tempest, and he says, "In the name of Tempest, I call down that this area cannot be marred or darkened by the shadows of lies. All truth must be spoken here." And he stares into the eyes of Rothar. And Harburg stands behind him. And Harburg says to you guys, "Ask what you will."
Do you
Harburg.
recognize the symbol?
Give me a second here, because he's got to make a save. Okay. He starts to say no, but it comes out as no. And Harburg says, kind of gives him a kick in the back and says, "Speak the truth, Rothar." And Rothar says, "Yes, I do recognize the symbol."
It is the symbol of what?
Rothar glares at you, Alfernog, and he says, "It's the symbol of the cult of the Black Earth." There, I said it. Are you happy?
You are a member of this cult. Yes?
Give me a second here. He goes to say no again and gags on it. Blech. Yes.
Willingly?
That yes.
And what purpose does what are the goals of the cult in this area?
He says, "Fine, you win. I'll spill." "Oh, I don't know. I only was an enforcer. That is truth. Larac, he was the high priest. He showed up 2-3 months ago, and he said he gave us all kinds of promises of power. He interpreted the movements of the stones, the Delvers, and their messages, and I told the believers how to guide the town. He alone could decipher their script, and you've killed him. And now the cult of the Black Earth is no more. You've killed the bringers of woe, and you killed Larac. Just don't kill me. I've done nothing really that wrong."
Who killed the bodies in the pit?
He goes, "No, okay, yeah, okay, it was us, we the believers, and Larac, he convinced us that we had to make sacrifices to the Delvers, that they demanded blood. So we carved the symbol into their foreheads and we left them for dead in the pit. And that would help the stones, and they gave us favorable messages and they guided us."
Just to clarify, you were involved in the deaths.
Yes.
I'd like to
he
also
says
know if you
shamefacedly.
were sacrificing your son.
"No," he perks up. "No, never. Braylon would never be a sacrifice. He just needed to learn a lesson is all. He couldn't
wanted
be
to
late
groom
with
your
his
son
notes."
to become part of this cult.
Well, yes, we thought it was for the best for the community. We thought we were doing the right thing. I thought I'd raise him to be strong like Larac said the earth is. Strong like me, and he pounds his chest.
If you were strong,
in
you'd
the
have
end,
resisted that damn influence.
He says, "You didn't know. You weren't there. Larac, he was so convincing."
Did the stones move on their own, or did they move in response to things he did to them?
He says, "Larac interpreted the stone's movement. They would move when nobody was around. We'd come back down into the chamber and everything would be rearranged. And Larac, he alone could interpret their meaning. And he told
Did
us what
Larac
they
ever
meant."
leave the chamber?
Well, I assume he must have, but no, I never saw him in town. He seems to, his brow furrows and he seems confused.
Larac could have easily moved the stones and interpreted them the way he wanted to influence you.
Rothar looks at you like you saw them for yourself. Those stones are heavy.
The stones were easily moved.
He was also a magician and could have easily done that with a powerful spell, or perhaps some scrolls he had.
Rothar shakes his head. He says, nothing I ever saw. He only interpreted for the rest of us believers.
Where did the escape passage lead?
He says, well, it exited out at Maliko's quarry. That's why the masked people, the bringers of woe, that's why they would scare away the miners. It was our way in and out where nobody would see.
Okay.
So basically, the quarry people were just getting too close to your tunnel entrance.
Yes. He tried to deny it and chokes again. Bleh. Yes. You see the wind go out of his sails and he slumps forward onto his knees. And he says, I will try to lie no longer. And Imdar confirms that. He gives a nod to all of you as he's maintaining the spell. He says, yes, it's all true. But we thought we were doing the right thing for the city. We thought Red Larch needed guidance, and we would guide it in the right path. We would make the decisions, and we would use the stones to help us prophecy. And Larak
How did you exactly think that sacrificing villagers would help the village?
You see a single tear start to well up at the corner of his eye, and he says, some of us had doubts. But Larak was so convincing in the way that he pleaded his case. The Delvers needed blood, and they needed bone, because they were broken. You saw the bodies. Mining accidents. They were ancient. They were so old. They needed life force. Who am I? I don't know anything about this. I just did as I was told. I followed orders.
You believe that your actions from interpreting the stone would benefit the village, but in any time since you joined, did you ever make one decision? Or was it all Larak?
He says, no. I was not a decision maker. I was the enforcer. I was the muscle. That's what Larak gave me money for. I just kept the others in line. Waelver, he was a doubter. He always fought against what we had to say. And Ulro, he thought he knew best. But I helped out Elik. Elik was the sensible one. He wanted to guide the town to prosperity and money. You're adventurers, you know. We're in it for the money. We're on the same
Since you
page
accepted
here.
money to do all these tasks, there's no way you would be magically influenced at all, meaning everything you did was out of your own free will.
He bows again on his knees, all fours, and he says, yes, we followed Larak willingly.
Name the rest of your conspirators.
Make a persuasion, Alphernode. Does. He says, one at a time. Ilmeth Waelver of Waelver Wagon Works. Arrigo Bethender of Bethender Storage. Elik Dornan of Dornan Finestone. Ulro Laruth of Laruth's Tannery. And Marlandro Gaelker of Gaelkers.
Do you know the identity of the Bringers of Woe?
That's a good question. Let me get this typed out. There you go. He shakes his head, and what's left of his hair there falls around his shoulders. He said, No, those were Larak's guys. They came from outside of town. They were out-of-towners. And they did anything he said. Actually gave me kind of the willies. Those stone masks and all. I think they were staying at Mother Yolanta's.
That's disturbing.
He says, well, she doesn't ask questions, you know.
That she does not.
He nods when roaring. He nods and smiles at you, roaring, as you reinforce him.
So, Constable, do you have enough information?
He says, I do. He gets a grim look and he says, Rothar, you've incriminated yourself. You are one of the believers. I've got no choice but to keep you in holding until we get to the bottom of all this. We're going to have to bring in all the others for questioning. Unfortunately, I don't have a method of holding you. He looks around at the rest of you, kind of embarrassed. Red Larch has no jail. Our justice is, unfortunately, a little bit vigilante. In some cases, though, he did admit to murder, did he not?
He did. He said they were all involved.
Murderers?
Harburg gets a black look on his face. He says, well, I really hope that we could keep our heads above the water and not have an eye for an eye here in Red Larch. Sentence Rothar. I don't
For
suppose
his son's sake, I say we shouldn't.
Too much death has been seen, Harburg says.
Yeah, no.
Too
I'm
much
saying
death.
For his son's sake, we shouldn't.
Agreed.
Perhaps they can be
Harburg's-
indentured to serve in the quarry that they were trying to defend or something similar.
Harburg nods. He says, that is a fitting punishment. I think we should bring everyone in for questioning and get to the bottom of this. But yes, I think the cycle of violence ought to stop. And I would like to see no more death. I think there's been plenty already. And I'm sure I'll see plenty more as I go down into this chamber of moving stones that you mentioned.
And what will stop him from explaining to the rest of the cult that they've been betrayed?
Harburg says, well, from what you've told me, I think they already know. They were present, no?
They were.
Well, he says, I suppose they've had time to escape town if they want. But Rothar here, he's given me plenty of information on who to bring in. I have my methods at least for restraining Rothar, and we'll keep him quiet and we'll keep him under wraps for now. Lemira, would you be so kind, please? Go and wake up my other constables, and we're all going to need to be awake for this. And she gives a nod and a yawn and steps out of the All-Face Shrine to go get the other constables so that he can properly keep wraps on Rothar, who is he's a pretty strong guy, so Harburg wisely seeks some aid. He says, don't worry, we'll keep an eye on Rothar. The rest of you, I think slept heads are wiser than those who have seen violence already. I think we should all sleep on it. I think we should see what happens after that.
Agreed.
He says, unless there's some specific justice that the group of you seek, I think I can handle things from here, and Red Larch will see its own justice.
Okay. No.
Yeah, fine by me.
As long as he understands that there will not be a second chance. Or another chance.
I look the giant man up in the eye and I say, and you will not treat your son that way again if you are ever released from your punishment, or I will find out and you will pay. I glare at him.
Rothar wells up a little bit, but resists as hard, and he says, I swear it to you, I will be a good father from this day forward.
I just nod.
And he glances at Harburg to see if he heard. Harburg takes you guys aside. He's going to leave, his buddies show up. Let me get him. Takes a little time. Lemira is insistent and quick about her work. Alent, Buford, Gralfy, and Jamart show up in short order. Harburg barks some orders at him. Keep this man restrained, and they take Rothar into custody. And Harburg takes you guys aside. He steps outside of the All-Face Shrine. He says, come with me for a moment, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
You 6 have done a great service for Red Larch this day. I have known, of course, heard rumors of the believers. Rumors only. I had no names to associate. And it seemed the Red Larch was benefiting from their hidden influence, at least. But this talk of murders, this is too far. If you want to leave it in my hands, I will get to the bottom of this and leave you to your own designs, being the adventurers you are. However, I would appreciate if you follow up on the leads of this Larac and this cult of the Black Earth. I'd like to know more information on this.
Larac is a dead end,
If you're up for it.
unfortunately.
A very dead one.
Very good.
But
He says,
we
then,
we do have an idea of where to start.
he looks at you, Roar, and he says, there is more to tell of this tale? Or did it end with Larac?
In Lorac's inventory, from what we found, he had four pieces from a dwarven city, the currency from there called Mirabar.
He looks at them and he nods and he gets more grim-faced and he says, yes. We were expecting a delegation from Mirabar. They are only 2 days late, which normally wouldn't be cause for concern, but with recent events, now I am more concerned than ever. He says, again, he tries to clear his expression and fails. He looks pretty dark. He says, let's sleep on it. Come see me again tomorrow morning. Let's sleep on it for now, and I will tell you more of what I know of this missing delegation, and also...
There's one other. Don't forget the guard outside the chamber. What was his name?
An orc? Grunts? Grants?
No, not him.
No, the old man. The old
man.
guy.
Oh.
The old man whittling.
Harburg says Grond?
He's dead.
The orc? Grond?
He attacked us.
You killed Grond? He covers his eyes with his hand. He says, Grond, he wasn't all there, you know. It's a sad thing that he would fall victim to this darkness.
I lift up my arm. He hit me here, and he hit me here. And then they killed him.
He says, Barberg says, this is a sad thing that this cult could even get to Grond. We all just accepted him as he had the mind of a child, the poor man. He was big, but we thought he was a gentle giant. I am sorry to hear that he was taken into this cult, and, well, I'm sorry to hear that he died as well.
There was one other old human who was whittling a stick, and when we approached, he threw himself down and begged for mercy, and we let him go. I don't believe we got his name, but the young boy might know it. Or even his father.
Harbert gives you a nod and, take you guys back. And he asks Braylon, sits down next to him and asks him in a gentle tone, say, Braylon, there was an old guy that kind of kept watch on the door there. You wouldn't happen to know his name, would you? And Braylon looks up and with the innocence of a 10-year-old, he says, well, yeah, that was, let me make sure I got his name right. That was Baragustus. And Harburg remains expressionless, gets up, and he turns to you guys and he says, that will add one name to the list. And I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. Baragustus is, he's a retired carpenter here in town, and be the last person I would expect to be involved with all this, but we'll bring him in, and we'll get to the bottom of the situation.
If you need a place to hold prisoners, there were these contraptions with large cages that fell out of the ceiling in the passageway, so as a last resort, that might work for you.
Ooh, as I recall, those had spikes on them.
Oh, well maybe not then.
Harburg holds his hands out and he says, yes, no, spiked cages are a little bit extreme for my style of justice, if you don't mind.
Yes, I would not suggest that. I did not know they were torture devices.
Yeah, that's, in Waterdeep and Neverwinter, I hear they call it enhanced interrogation, but we try to avoid that type of justice here in Red Larch. Harburg says, well, unless there's anything else, I suggest sleeping on it. Come back and see me tomorrow.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
That
sir.
sounds excellent.
I'd like to get checked up for any disease before I go to bed.
Make a persuasion, and how do you approach either Emdar or Lemura?
You can always
From a
approach me.
faraway distance, I'm going to approach them so they don't have to die from the smell. And say, I stumbled into a pool of shit, and I'm afraid of E. coli. Could you please examine me?
Dysentery.
And
She takes a cautious step back and holds her nose and looks hopefully to Imdar, and he steps forward and he says, well, Harburg has spoken on your behalf that you are a warrior, and judging by your wounds, you've seen some action tonight. I'll be more than happy to take care of any infection you may bear. Can't have disease running rampant in town, of course.
Montrose flicks her wand and whatever filth remains on him like splooshes to the ground, and she makes him smell at least a little bit better.
Imdar frowns and he says, you just leave remnants of your refuse everywhere you go, don't you, Montrose?
My remnant? My eyes do not deceive me, they were on him.
And now they're on my floor.
I
Thanks.
did that outside. Oh, we were all inside.
Rack
I
inside
guess.
now.
Mm.
Montrose
She
with another
presses
miscalculation.
stations it outside a little.
Use the mage hand to pick it up, take it out.
Just slooshing across the floor slowly, but it doesn't leave a trail.
Imdar looks darkly. And even if you get all of it, Imdar still has the darkness roaring, and he gives you a pat on the back, and he says, you've done fine today, and I deem you clean.
oh, thank you.
He says, come back tomorrow if you don't feel any better. This house is clean.
Yep. It is sleep and then shower in the morning.
You saw that movie
Shower,
too?
then sleep.
Yeah, shower,
He says-
sleep, shower, shower again.
Scrub
says,
inside your mouth. Clean out your ear
He
holes.
says, I highly recommend waking up Leah tonight and seeing if she's willing to boil up some water for you for a nice steam. Even beyond my diagnosis. That is my doctor's recommendation.
I will do just that.
And he covers his mouth as you leave. To go get a mop to clean up after Montrose. And Lemura, of course, is also giving a dark look at Montrose.
What? I'm trying to help.
She who has a reputation. It is unfortunate. Every time Montrose tries to help, either someone dies or a mess is made. You've got a reputation in Red Larch. Because they heard about what happened with Anders as well, even though he doesn't even have a gravestone. Alright, that resolves that.
Because that was totally my fault.
Well, it is. Everybody would tell their tale, except for Meld probably. Nobody asks Meld, but everyone else who was present would tell their version, and you being involved, they say, yes, that fits.
I mean, she did kill another party on another date.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Somehow Montrose is always involved or nearby when someone dies, and so, yep, that's
Well, she
that's
was
that
standing next
reputation.
to
Are you the Green
Theo
Reaper?
and Warren, and I had to save them. They were almost dead.
You're not secretly a servant of the Raven Queen, are you?
She was also
Yeah.
nearby when Leo and Roran
Yeah,
dropped here recently,
yeah.
too, yes.
I'm a step away.
Justrin will open the helm at High Sun as well, under Harbuck's orders, and Harbuck approaches you guys. He says, I know you all frequent the helm, and Justrin, I'm sure, and his boss would be more than happy to accept your money. Garland would be more than happy to accept your money. I'm sure you all need a strong drink after what you've seen. I'll see that he opens the helm for you, and so yeah, you guys can share your story that Leo and Roran have dropped nearby at Montrose's feet, actually. The reputation continues.
Poor Jan.
All right.
You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen, Jan? Every other character in the game is gonna die except for Mortros.
Well,
And
and
for
yeah,
some
and that was
reason, it
unfortunate because
per-
Mortros should
for
have
some
died,
reason
and I
it
messed up.
perfectly fits her background.
Yep, and it does. There is the background there. Yeah, it's all funny how the dice tell the story. So I think that will that'll end that one. Let's call it there.
Okay.
Alright, yeah.
It's late for a Sunday. Thanks to you guys for sticking it out as long as you did. You guys got a lot of cool information there, and the story progresses.
Yes, we got lots of good information.
And yeah, Harburg will handle the justice going forward, and unless you guys want to have some input as sessions go forward.
Oh, Ben, I need a dagger. For
You need a
yeah,
dagger.
for where my dagger lives.
Oh, thanks. Yes.
Did Zam say goodbye?
Did Sam just drop?
Yeah, he
drop and go
left.
to
He
bed?
left Skype. He left.
Totally
Yeah, he just
bailed.
failed.
Oh, that's little to say.
Good night, Zam.
He's role playing.
Either that or he just passed out
Okay.
on his mouse and clicked Skype to go on.
He's at a roll 20 too. He logged out, man.
Nah, I think he
Wow.
called
for
it.
them.
Maybe
That's
the
okay.
computer
He's got to work in
crashed.
the morning.
Yeah, well, there was nothing else to kill.
Went back to his stream.
All right, Alfernog, I've got a knife next to you with 10 feet of dim light when you want it. So that's part of your entourage, and you guys can spend a hit die to regain hit points.
Oh.
I do want you to today, so if you're down hit die, you may say,
yeah.
well, let's rest a few more days, because that's part
Well,
of the
if the
story.
adventure happens on the next day, I might as well take my other character because I can't cast him.
Although if you're gonna, well, I guess
We're gonna
metagaming
have a
what
long
it is.
rest, right?
If you have a long rest, you're back at full health anyway, so you wouldn't
Yeah.
spend hit die.
Yeah.
But being in character, I would say
Yeah,
you probably
yeah.
spend those hit die to have some hit points.
Definitely, like
Rather
bandage
than
up
be-
and everything.
Bleeding everywhere as you walk around, knowing that you're gonna feel better when you go to bed and bleed
Nah,
all
I'm
over
still
your bed.
bleeding.
Okay.
Especially,
yeah,
when the unexpected adventure happens and you have to trot to shit again.
Yeah, well, here someone was bleeding, so we need to spend it die.
So if you guys, if you don't mind, go ahead and spend the hit die, because it makes more
Really?
sense to me. And I have no problem if you want to do multiple days of rest to get back to full, that's fine too. Because it tells the story. Recovering from a nasty battle.
Yeah, I went down fast. That was brutal.
And maybe Roran learned something about martial arts. Those monks packed a punch.
Yeah,
I
you
was about
should
to
grab
show him
those.
something, and then I took lightning damage.
Thunder.
I'll show him
Thunder
something,
damage.
man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you need to go back to the tunnels and get those stone things they have on their fists. Those look like good weapons.
Oh, the knuckle thingies.
Yeah. Cestus, brass knuckles.
It was so anticlimactic too. Like I started it with
No, you
two
didn't.
big blasts right after each other, and they completely missed. Like,
Oh yeah, I tell you what, those shield spells just totally messed you up.
that
You guys-
blindness, though, holy shit! I'm glad I picked it.
That was a good spell. You guys did not gain faction points for that one because your faction contact did not send you on that quest. But since you've discovered this cult, if you follow up on it, that may reward some. And that's the risk you take with not going random. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get that point. And same with random. It's not a guarantee you're going to get something. It's gamble.
I mean, it's a gamble anyway, because if you're not gonna survive, you're not gonna use magic items anyway.
All right, guys, that's it for that one.
Mhm.
Thanks
All
for
right, guys.
playing.
That was fun.
Alright,
See you later.
thanks for the game.